So, John, we're chatting again. Games coming thick and fast, and the small matter of a county final this weekend.
Yeah, it's quite a quick turnaround, I suppose, the way the fixtures were done or whatever, but that's fine. I mean, it's the same for both of us, and it meant that there was a lot of, I suppose, activity this week in the sense of getting a recovery after the Annadown game, and then getting the preparations underway and kind of complete, where hopefully we can give a bit of relaxation to the players towards the weekend, because they need to switch off and odd time as well. So yeah, looking forward to it now, and I think everybody is, and I'm sure my Cuilinn are as well. And the season has flown in many ways since it started. I suppose this split season thing, once it starts rolling, it's really rolling. That's the way it is, and so be it.
Yeah, the semi-final victory, I suppose, no more than the quarter-final victory over Tuam, was a battle and a down.
Yeah.
They certainly asked you a couple of questions. But that kind of maybe half-time came at a good time or whatever, but you certainly started the second half quite well.
Yeah, I mean, look, we expected a battle. We expected an intensity from them at the beginning, and I suppose part of it was to absorb that and then kind of try and take control of the game in the second half. And thankfully, we made a couple of changes, and that's what we've been doing all season. And it took root. We lived dangerously right up, I suppose, until the end, really, because there was a couple of goal chances against us. But I was glad and delighted the way our lads, if you like, responded to do what was needed to do at the end of the day to get across the line. But again, as I keep saying to you, I think I've said it to you a few times, Jonathan, over the year, the old mountain gets higher, and watching Maigh in the second semi-final, you'd have to admire the way that they kind of just batted away Mount Bellew, my lot champions, in a real professional manner, and in the crucial moments in the game, just before half time with the goal, and then after, where Mount Bellew had a period of dominance in the beginning of the second half, Maigh took over from there right to the end. So and wanted pulling up. So we're totally aware of their threat and their multiple threats, I suppose. But look, that's a compliment to the way that they have progressed over the last number of years, and they have already silverware with this team, and obviously are hoping to consolidate it. But our aim is to be competitive, to leave everything on the pitch, and we'll see where that takes us.
Look, there's nobody ever doubts the quality and the talent in the Salthill setup, but to be able to add that 2 games in a row where, a bit of steel, maybe old-fashioned roll up your sleeve on tricky enough days, that's your side of evolving as well.
It is, and it's, I suppose, what we're trying to do within the one season is come together as a team, a cohesive unit for a start, where you have, you don't have your county players for half the season, and then you're working away with the other lads and players, and during the league and the under-20s after they're concluded their championship, and you're trying to make that as cohesive as possible, and integrate everyone along the way, and that's what we have managed to do so far. And I always knew there was, once I saw them, a lot of those lads at the beginning of the year, even a lot of the lads, the young guys coming through from underage, as well as the more veteran players that are there, I knew there was a lot of talent there. And I suppose the challenge we put out to them at the beginning is that they'd find that, or express that talent as the year went on, and thankfully they've done that so far. And so Sunday now is another. It'll be a big education in their. One or two of them may have played. I'm not sure the history of that in the 2016, or maybe more in the 2016 final. But it's for this collective group. It's a new experience, and there'll have to be a lot of learning done fast because certainly a county final is there are certain things that are different about it. It's where everyone wants to be. It's where the 16 other teams that aren't involved Sunday would love to be as well. So we have already achieved that, but it's about now performing to the maximum on the day and see where that can take us. I suppose that's it in a sentence.
And overall, then as well, sometimes maybe it doesn't get appreciated as much, and probably you guys don't have the opportunity with the week turnaround. But the buzz that it gives around the local area, you see flags and stuff coming out, events up for the game beforehand as well. You can see the joys of sport taking action there straight away.
It is, and I mean that's something that especially in an urban club is probably more difficult to replicate that buzz. But yes, I mean I see it around the place, and you see it among the lads themselves, and that's what they do. They've put in huge commitment behind the scenes, and and in the early season where competition is a bit away, apart from maybe league games or whatever, it seems a long distance away, and the hard slog really has to be put in at the early stages of the season, and it's nice to see it. It's nice to see it, and it's important that they embrace that and enjoy the occasion, but certainly give of their best in the occasion. And I'm confident that they'll do that.
Well, we're certainly all looking forward to Sunday's game. It should be a fascinating battle. You look at the caliber of names down the spine of both teams, and they roll off the tongue. So certainly so many individual battles as well that'll have to be got right on both sides. It's such an exciting game.
Yeah, that's it's all nowadays about matchups and systems and all the rest of it. And football, the length of time I've been involved in it has evolved and changed at every level. But look at that's the good part of it, I suppose, from our point of view. I really admired, some of the individual performances of Maigh Cuilinn side the last day, and I suppose Sean Kelly was one guy that stood out. But then you take care of one, and you have multi threats, if you like. So we can't afford, if you like, to pay too much, while you have to try and play to your strengths, and obviously try to what they'll be doing against us as well, and they'll be trying to expose our weaknesses or whatever. So we'll have to just kind of cope with all that, and that's why the team have they have dealt with many crises on the field during the championship, and that's good for their preparation mentally as well, in the sense that you never know. No matter how much we talk here about the final on Sunday, something will happen that no one can legislate for. And again, players at times, they have to think on their feet how to deal with that, or how to cope with it if it's a setback, and how to take advantage of it if it's something that happens in their favour. So that's the challenge, and I suppose that's what makes it entertaining for people coming. And I hope that it'll be a good game. I'm not sure what the weather forecast is going to be like or whatever, but sure, if it's raining or blowing wind or whatever it might be, it's the same for both teams. So we'll take it as it comes.
Yeah, well, let's hope it's a dry day and let the football we could take off. Brilliant, John. Thank you so much. We will see you Sunday, and best of luck in the game.
Okay, thanks very much, Jonathan.
Don, I suppose huge excitement straight away around Maigh Cuilinn and the whole area. The excitement of a county final is just something else, no doubt.
Yeah, and it's I'm sure it's beginning to build up now. All right, the flags are beginning to go up slowly but surely, and the bunting is beginning to go up. But I suppose we're locked away from that now for the week anyway, and we just have to concentrate on the football side of it.
Speaking of the football, to get to the final, you have to come over obstacles, and I suppose none more so than the defending champions Montpellier. As a neutral, it was a wonderful battle to watch.
Yeah, well, the Galway Championship overall is a really, really hard championship. 8 games to win a Galway Championship is, and there's no easy team. There's no such thing as you're going to take anybody for granted. Be it a first round game, you have to be on. It's a really intense, I suppose 12 to 14 weeks in total, or maybe 16 weeks from start to finish, and then you have your lead in. So not just Mount, but every team in it. There's no team in it that you can take your eye off. It's just a really, really hard championship overall.
I think I called it at the time not just a victory, a statement victory, to win it by that manner. You're shrugging yourself straight away, downplayed, but it felt, many people, I'll rephrase it, many people thought it was going to be an even game. You had quite a distance between the two sides on the end of the scoreboard.
I suppose we got a few of the lucky breaks as well, though, and last year I suppose they might have, they got the goals, and goals win games, and we got them at the right time. There was nothing in that game really overall when you look back at it. It was a really hard physical game. I think it was a very testing game on our lads physically, and luckily we got through it. Luckily.
I suppose with the 1 week break as well, that's a different type of challenge, and not a lot you can do during the week. You're kind of resting bodies. It seemed to be a very intense, heavy hitting game.
Yeah, it was an intense game. Yeah, but it's the same. Like we've had, the Galway Championship, as I said at the start, is a very intense championship. It's and it's going to be the same on Sunday. I'm sure. It's just the intensity of it is there. There's a lot of sore bodies, and I'm sure it's the same with anybody that would have played in that game. It's the same, and the short turnaround, but that's out of everybody's hands. It's the same for everybody, and there's nothing that can be done about it. You just have to get on with it.
The game, it's going to be fascinating on the line as well. I know you're from Roscommon originally. There's a high-profile manager with Salthill, John O'Mahony. Does that add another little bit to the game, or is it just the players on board really? That's
nothing really to do with it, to be honest with you. It's really about the two teams and the two sets of players. At the end of the day, we're only putting things together and I suppose accommodating the lads and facilitating them as best we can. It's about the players at the end of the day.
To win another county championship like you delivered the first one there recently enough, the whole club, as it seems to be, I was looking back on the results since they won the intermediate, it's been an incredible rise and a record of victories. There's
a great tradition there, and it's a great sporting parish really, between basketball, hurling, football. It's a good sport. Handball, it's a great sporting parish. I suppose since I think it was 2015, the last one, the intermediate championship. There's been a lot of good young footballers and young teams have come through there over the last number of years, and an awful lot of credit needs to go to all the underage coaches and all the executive and people involved in the club that have put in powerful work down through the years. And it's the same in every club. It's the same. They're out there in every club, and you get. I suppose there's a bit of a few families can add an awful lot, and we've been lucky to have some great footballers over the last couple of years. But it's all down. A lot of it is down to the great work that's been done right down through the club.
And I suppose you don't want to get carried away, but you look back at the last victory, probably with the whole environment that was on with COVID and everything, it didn't allow the supporters to enjoy it as they probably could. There was no Connacht club as well. It feels like a different, obviously you're only focused on the game, but the opportunity to go further and maybe everyone all the hard work to enjoy it maybe a bit more. We don't look beyond Sunday. That's all that's on our minds now, and it's the same, I'm sure, with Salthill. You don't look beyond Sunday. The celebrations or anything like that, we had a great time. It was in a tough time when we won it. It was great to win it, though. We can't. The first one you win will always be that little bit special. It's as I said at the start, it's a really, really hard championship to win. It takes an awful lot of work, an awful lot of effort, and just hopefully we can do the club proud and do the parish proud and do the families of all those lads, really, really proud on Sunday.
For you, Brian. Okay. You're very welcome along to a windy and blustery but a dry Pearse Stadium. It's the biggest day in Galway club football. It is the battle to see who will take home the Frank Fox trophy with them. It's an all-west affair as well. Teams only 8 miles apart. Salthill and Knocknacarra, who under the guidance of John O'Mahony are trying to secure their first title in 10 years versus 2020 champions Cuilinn. So it's an almighty battle that will be ahead. As we said, the sides, even though they are so close to each other, it is the first time that they're going to play a competitive championship game at senior level. Teams that will know each other inside out, a lot of overlap between colleges. between schools football and no doubt the general day-to-day life from the west side of the city here. We'll bring you the teams. First, we will start with the Salthill Knocknacarra team. They line out as follows. Rory Lavelle is in between the sticks. Full back line is number 2, William Finnerty, number 3, Garage Armstrong, and number 4, Owen McFadden. Half back line, Carl Sweeney, the scorer of that all-important goal in the semi-final victory over Annadown. Number 6, Owen Deaney, and number 7, Daniel O'Flaherty. Middle of the field is number 8, John Maher, and number 9, Donald Hunt. The half-forward line for Salthill Knocknacarra is number 10, Mikey Cuilinn, and then replacing number 11 is number 24, Brian Conlon, and number 12, Evan Murphy. And then the full-forward line, number 13, Tom O'Conlan, number 14, Shawnee O'Leiden, and team captain, Robert Affinity. So plenty of attacking power on then. Both the leading scorer so far in the championship is Mount Ballymoy Loss, Barry McHugh. The next two, they're both a bit of significant distance away. It would take a bit of almighty sharpshooting. Robert Finnerty is 13 points behind and Tom O'Conlan is 18 points behind. But they will be no doubt thinking of bigger fish here today. The side named then by Don Connellan, the Cuilinn team, is number 16, Andrew Power. Of course, that fantastic save in the second half to deny Owen Finnerty, and the game could have swung back towards the defending champions. In the end, it was 3 goals of their own that proved the difference. But the full-back line then is number 2, Cian Dean, number 4, Neil Mulcahy, and number 17, Conor Corcoran. Half-back line, number 5, Owen Kelly, number 6, David Wynne, and number 28, Michael Mahan. Middle of the field, and this should be an almighty battle both sides, number 21, Peter Cook, and number 9, Tom Clark. Half-forward line, number 19, Jared Daverin. The all-important, and some described it as the best individual performance by a club player in Galway for some time, number 3, Sean Kelly, and his brother, number 12, Paul Kelly. The inside line, the scorer of the opening goal last week in the semi-final victory over Mount Ballymoy, number 25, Micheál O'Reilly. Full forward is number 24, Owen Gallagher, and then team captain, number 15, Daisy Keneally. So that's both sides. You'll plenty people that might necessarily be watching Galway football week in, week out. Plenty of recognisable names of last year's or this year's Galway senior squad. There's 9 senior panellists, and Barry, the way things are going, might be a few more knocking on the door. We saw Porrick and some of his management team in here in situ watching as well. That's probably a discussion for another day, but it just tells you the calibre of players on both sides out here.
Yeah, certainly. I think there's 9 members of the Galway Senior Football panel and show today, and all hugely important parts of the Salthill Knocknacarra and Maigh Cuilinn teams. And you know, there is people that Porrick is certainly going to be having a look at. Just looking at John Maher here in the warm-up, I mentioned in the semi-final, he's the most improved player in that Salthill team. I think he's grown in confidence and stature, and the battle between himself and if it's Peter Cook will be a real determinator of how this game goes. But you know, you have to mention the pitch looks fantastic. The rain that maybe we had been expecting hasn't come, so in terms of handling conditions, it's spot on. There is a strong wind blowing down from the Oris, and significantly Maigh Cuilinn have had the first win of the day. They've won the toss and they've opted to play with the breeze in the first half, and I think, you know, Salthill will have prepared for that. They know that, you know, traditionally over the last couple of games, Maigh Cuilinn have had really, really good starts. Not always punishing the teams. You know, you look at the Clare Galway game, they had a number of good goal opportunities. So I would expect the first 15 minutes in this game, if not to be cagey, to be very conservative. And I think both teams will recognise that, you know, turnovers are a big aspect of either team scoring opportunities, and I expect when they get possession of that ball, they're going to be careful, they're going to be patient, and I think they're going to, you know, try and work them scoring opportunities through that style of play rather than looking to go long early, because the last thing either team wants to do is give away scoring chances to these teams, because they will punish you.
You just have to look at the flags behind the goal there, the Bourne and the throw end, of course. An end, that's Salthill. You hop the ball and that's their training ground, their facilities. That's how close they are. But it's a significant breeze. There's always a breeze comes into that coast, but it's stronger than normal. Probably one of the strongest winds we've seen over the course of the championship. Who wins the toss is an important factor in the game as well.
Yeah, and as I said, so Cuilinn have won it, and they're opting to play with the wind. So a big boost for them, because who knows what way the wind will be in the second half. But yeah, so look, both teams have played most of their football, most of their senior championship games. They played them in Pearse Stadium, so they're very used to of all kinds of weather conditions that they find here, and each team will have prepared accordingly. They won't have relied on maybe looking at when you lose the toss or when you win the toss, what your style of play will be. John O'Mahony is meticulous in his preparation, as is Don Connellan, and both teams will know before they hit the pitch at all today, win or lose the toss, with or against the wind, how they line out and their positional plays. And it's just a level that inter-county football has gone to a new level, but club football management, tactics, preparation has also gone to a new level. And I think we're in for a really, really enthralling game here. Big physical team like Cuilinn, they're relying that fast running, hard running, off the shoulder game against a more youthful, energetic Salthill team that might rely more on using the ball, being a little bit maybe more creative on the likes of Rob Finnerty, getting the scoring chances to Tom Cuilinn. So I think we could be in for a really, really intriguing game of football, and the crowd that is streaming in here, big crowd for the biggest day in Galway football. The greats and good of Galway football. I see Liam Salmon, Ray Silk, loads of big personalities in Pearse Stadium today, and as I said, it should be an enthralling game of football.
Just a word of note as well for today's match referees and their officials. It is Martin Flaherty who is today's match referee. He is assisted by Martin O'Connell, standby referee, and Shane Hare. And then the umpires, Michael Gordon, Paul Kingannon, Larry Mucklar and Martin Gavin. And certainly a busy day ahead as well, but it is great to see so many personalities. You have the Maigh winning side from 1992 out here, and they're beautiful, decked out, and they have gone all out in their blue ties and the suits out on the pitch beforehand. They'll be introduced to the crowd at half time. Big crowd here. Main stand is pretty much full up. Decent scattering across the terrace on the far side. But it's good to recognise the teams from gone by, something we haven't been able to do in recent years.
Oh, it's outstanding. And when you look at some of the personalities in that Maigh team, Matty Coleman, brilliant footballer, father of Niall. What a personality he is. Jerry Daly, what service he's given to Galway football. Francis Roach, the manager. But for me, I suppose, as a young Galway footballer growing up, the man that I would recognise most of all is Tomás Mannion. And when there's that conversation of greatest Galway sports person, to me there is only one in terms of his achievements in this code of football, what he did with Maigh, with Maigh in hurling, what he did with Maigh in rugby. He's just a consummate sports person, always delivered at the top of his game, and maybe never said the most. People never really got to know him that well through interviews. He kept his powder dry, but he certainly did his talking on the pitch. And I think, look at reading the article by Francis Farragher in today's programme, he was Connacht Tribune Sports Star of the Week that week. That doesn't surprise me. But again, another man we have to mention is the man from our own parish, Tommy Devan.
Just took the words out of my mouth.
If any player goes and kicks 7 points in a county final today, it'll be a day that they will truly remember. And I'm sure Tommy looks back with fond memories of what was a brilliant day for that wonderful Maigh Abbey team.
Yeah, 7 points in a county final is remarkable.
He doesn't tell us that often now.
No, but wonderful service as well to Galway football. Viewers of Galway Bay will recognise him up and down, covering games left, right and centre. So Tommy, I don't think you're in situ here, but I hope you're watching in and enjoying a special occasion. We hope today will be an even bigger special occasion as well. Both sides taking an extended warm-up. Both sides just getting the last couple of touches in. We would expect by now R.R. Naveen, likely behind situ, but it is to be expected on a day like today. But you look at the so many subplots here, Barry. It's it's a game that you speak to people up and down the land, and they're talking about this game. Obviously, John O'Mahony brings a bit of that sort of outstanding DNA culture, but the Cuilinn side as well has been well recognised. You look at the bookies odds, if you can gauge anything by those. They obviously will only be focusing on today. But as things stand, when I looked during the week, they were the 4th overall to go all the way. They obviously, as I always repeat, only touched on today, but they are a side with so much power. And their running game, the way they opened up Montbellion in that second half in particular, Salthill will have a lot. They struggle at times against Annadown. They have to, tweak things, because that powerful running up through the middle is so hard to stop.
Yeah, they did. They struggled against Down, but you could certainly point out games throughout the year that Maigh Cuilinn have struggled and maybe not shown the form that we would have expected of them over the last couple of years. But we mentioned the preparation levels at intercounty, but the preparation levels at club are just as high. Matchups will be important, and as we've mentioned John O'Mahony's meticulous preparation, and as I said, the same for the Maigh Cuilinn management. But they will all have looked at their matchups, and the interesting ones, of course, the standout one is what do Salthill Knocknacarra do with Sean Kelly? He started at centre forward and John Daly in the county semi-final. But in reality, he was all over the pitch and he played a very loose role. Montpellier Maigh opted maybe to give a little bit more protection at the back and not track him fully. Do Salthill Knocknacarra do the same? I would imagine they'll have someone pinpointed to track him all day. Who knows? They could look at maybe putting someone like Cathal Sweeney on.
That seems the obvious one, isn't it? Try and go like for like almost.
Yeah, they certainly could put Cathal Sweeney on it because they do know that to win today they have to negate the influence of Sean Kelly. We've already mentioned the battle between John Maher and Peter Cook. Peter Cook's had such a big influence on the Maigh Cuilinn team since he came back into the fold. John Maher, big physical, powerful athlete, good footballer, and of course then the man, the mercurial talent that's Robert Finnerty. Once he's on the ball, he's looking to create. Do Maigh Cuilinn put maybe David Wynne on a man-marking job on him? This is a brilliant occasion for all of these footballers. They'll all want to perform to the best of their ability, and unfortunately for some it won't go that well, and this really going to be the deciding factor in that in the overall context of the game.
Matchups are fascinating. We touched on Sean Kelly there, and possibly one option, as you said, go like for like, we call Sweeney. But you compare them, the others, and you probably look at the copy that Montpellier Maigh did with Peter Cook, but Brilly Mannion pretty much in effect man-marked him for large periods of the game. You'd probably imagine that's something John Maher and Cook will probably go eyeball to eyeball at the middle of the pitch there.
Possibly. Now, Donal Hunt had a huge impact on the game when he came in last weekend. He starts today. He's a big, tall guy. He's physical. He's a good athlete. That could possibly put him just tracking Peter Cook. But I do think, you have to, as I think it was Tomás O'Shea that coined the phrase hammer in the hammer, and I think they might feel that if John Maher can get into the game early, if he can bring that powerful run and that athleticism to the game, it might put Peter Cook, having to think defensively rather than offensively, and it might put question marks in his head in relation to how often he can get forward. So as I said, that's the beauty of sport. I think we should be underway at the moment, but
just trying to get confirmation there. It was due to throw in a quarter to.
Yeah, we're a little bit behind.
Still a good bit behind. As we said, both sides looking through. They're going through an extended warm-up. I see Neil Gertie gone in to speak to the officials there. There's Sean Armstrong has gone in across there as well, getting more indication. But we certainly do have a delay. For what reason, we're not entirely sure of yet. But another one of those, I suppose, if you look at the matchups, and if you flip it the other way, look at Salthill's firepower up top. We just spoke about Robert Finnerty, 332 over the course of the campaign. Tom Cuilinn comes back as well. So we now have a confirmation that it's going to be a 5-2 throw-in here in Pearse Stadium. So another 3 or 4 minutes.
Indication of the crowd that is coming in.
Yeah, certainly.
The stand is almost full at this stage.
Of course, you bear in mind, well, not too many coming in that side with Ballybit traffic as well, with the race meeting going on today as well. It's a busy day in Galway. You've Galway United later on as well. There's a lot of sport in the capital here today, but just a couple of minutes more delay. But we spoke about Robert Finnerty, 332, Tom Cuilinn, 230. Tomo in particular, when the game was in the melting pot, both against Tuam and last week here against Down, shot it out. But Maigh Cuilinn, they do have some good man markers there that they'll probably line up. Neil Mackay, Conor Corcoran, both akin to do man-manning jobs. You'd imagine it's probably one each for the pair of those.
Yeah, I would imagine so. When we spoke, we mentioned players that Pádraig Joyce might be having a look at for his thoughts on Galway 2023. Certainly young Corcoran will certainly come into the mix. He's a fabulous footballer. Like, he did a brilliant game here last week against Montpellier Maigh. He's just a consummate defender. One of these guys that looks like he absolutely loves defending, and they can be few and far between, guys that are comfortable in being one-on-one with one of the top forwards in the county and holding his own and having no fear in that. So when you go back and you mentioned Tomo, he had a brilliant battle here in the semi-final last weekend against Owen Curran, who came back into the Down team, and Owen Curran maybe got the better of some of those 50-50 battles, but when you need someone, when someone kicks 4 points from play, he has a big influence on the game, and he'll be hoping to do the same today.
Okay, we're now going to pause for our Naveen. That should be the end of the pre-match routines, blatantly out of the way. We are ready for the game of football. A game of football to decide where the Frank Fox Trophy will be going. Will it be going the short journey over the wall to our left-hand side, over to Salthill Knocknacarra for the first time in 10 years? Or will Cuilinn bring it 8 miles out the road for their second title in 3 years? Cuilinn are certainly going through a vigorous warm-up there as well. If they put the same intent into Salthill Knocknacarra as they did on each other there in that one, Salthill Knocknacarra also just sprinting away here, both sides, the last of their routines, and we're almost ready to go in action. And Barry, this has the potential to go all the way.
Yeah, it certainly does. It has the potential, first and foremost, to be a really good game of football. You know, it's scattered with members of the Galway senior panel, as we've mentioned, but also majority of the footballers on both teams have represented Galway at some level, you know, throughout their career, be it minor, under 21 or senior. And you know, I for one really looking forward to it. I think it'll be an enthralling game. Again, we see Sean Kelly gone straight into
Paul Kelly out to midfield.
Paul Kelly to midfield, Sean Kelly to centre forward. Again, it's what Cuilinn would have, it's what Salthill Knocknacarra and John O'Mahony would have been expecting. The battle now will be to see, can they negate his influence on the game.
So here we go, all the talking out of the way, all the pre-match build up out of the way, we're ready for action. It's started, free after 5 seconds to Salthill Knocknacarra. It's gone in long in towards Tom Cuilinn, bouncing ball, but he gets it, flicks it back the field. They're still coming on the attack. This is dangerous, coming through straight away. The shot comes in, and the shot comes over the bar. It's a quick fire score. Wide, and it comes over the bar. White flag raised. Bit of a debate, hasn't gone up on the scoreboard there yet.
I think it was Evan Murphy that came in off his left. I think it might have been just to the left-hand side of the goal and wide, and he'll be disappointed with that one.
He has tailed it. It's a no score, so that's ruled out. So still we go on forward. Cuilinn with the first attack, but intercepted. Salthill, can they do better than the first one a couple of moments ago? Another long ball. This one's a bit too high though. And Conor Davern is straight away on Tomo, but he's made a mess of it. Did he touch the ball on the ground? It's a free-in being awarded. That's wonderful work rate by Tomo Cuilinn there. He was outnumbered, he'd lost it, but he just wrestled it back and it's turned something out of absolute nothing there.
Great work rate by Tomo. I think Conor Corcoran lost the ball in flight, but certainly intent from Salthill Knocknacarra. 2 balls to Rob Finnerty at centre forward, drove one long with his left foot, drove the second one long with his right foot. I think they feel that Tomo physically could have a bit of an advantage over the Cuilinn full back line, and they're looking to exploit it, and this should be the first score of the game.
His team captain Robert Finnerty strokes that ball over the bar. A minute and a half gone here at Pearse Stadium. That is the opening score. 1 point to no score, and it's Salthill Knocknacarra. The first couple of attacks playing against the breeze as well, and started ever so slightly the better. Kickouts did prove a little bit of obstacle, and it's interesting to see Andrew Power going really short with that one there.
Yeah, it's short, and I think he looked up and saw it's William Finnerty seems to be operating as a sweeper. Owen McFadden has picked up Desi Keneally. Not going to be an easy afternoon for him, but William Finnerty giving him plenty of protection. Sean Kelly gone back the pitch. It doesn't look like they've anyone. Certainly don't have Carl Sweeney marking him, but they're giving plenty of cover at the back. And Cuilinn are looking to build from that short kick out.
They've met it just inside the Salthill half. Tom Clark switches it over the left hand side. where they're going to come forward with the football more back towards Clark again. We've seen them. They're certainly able to hold on to possession of the ball for large periods. Edging the way forward. This is tidy play. Runs into traffic. Oh, it's a good run over there. Still coming through. It's going for a long punch. Is it made its way up all the way over the bar? It has. It's a wonderful piece of work. And it's the levelling score. And it's Owen Kelly has put it back. Or it might be Desi Keneally through the crowd there that's put it over the bar. It's level peg and 1 point apiece. Typical Maigh Cuilinn score there. Yeah, again, patient build up, looking for that nice ball inside. And I think Desi, he spotted the opportunity. I think Owen McFadden and William Finnerty possibly just got a little bit in each other's way in terms of defending, and a brilliant bit of thinking by Desi. But again, typical Maigh Cuilinn, they're leaving that space in front of the goal free to allow players shoot in and shoot out, and it's something that Salthill are going to have to be wary of. Kick out, gone astray there, so gives the ball back in possession to Maigh Cuilinn, and they're coming forward. Kelly's intercepted, his pass has been intercepted. William Finnerty drives on the diving ball, wins the free out, looking to get forward. Pretty lively, but good pressure. Might go backwards with this one, he does. And that's where it goes. They'll try and run up as well. Certainly not akin to a running game also. We've gone long in the opening stages here, where we're tied at a point apiece. Keeping possession. Possession is the nature of the game at the moment. Finnerty comes forward, up towards John Maher. Infield it goes to Donald Hunt. Now the Kerry man looking to get forward. Runs into the middle over here towards Evan Murphy. Under pressure from Peter Cook, so forced backwards. Back now for McFadden. Over towards William Finnerty. Playing tidy, bit of pressure coming on all the same though from Maigh Cuilinn, but they've done well and they got it over toward O'Flaherty now. He'll get it at the second occasion. And is looking to solo forward on the halfway line, looks up, still going, spots a gap, puts on the burners, still going forward, shrugs O'Gallagher out of the way. It bounces up here towards Finnerty, gets it back now. This is good hard running. Now O'Flaherty gets a shot. It opens into the back of the net. Out of absolute nothing. O'Flaherty came up from wing back. It was a long run. He was going for the point. I think it might got caught up in the breeze. Andrew Power got caught back pedaling and into the top corner. It sails. 5 minutes gone here, and Salthill have got the dream start, 1-1 to a point. You need fortune to go your way in days like today, Barry. They certainly got it there. Yeah, they got a fortunate goal against Down last week, and it proved really, really beneficial to them. That was one that Andrew Power would be really disappointed with it. He seemed to get caught. His position just too far over to the left-hand side of the goal as we look at it. The wind brought the ball away from him. He could never get across. And Daniel Flaherty will be absolutely delighted. He certainly wasn't going for it, but they all count. If they win today, no one will ever question that. On they go now, forward again. This is Sean Kelly trying to get an instant response. He's taking a shot at goal and he nails it. Good response. The leadership that you would always recognise from the sharpshooter. Gets a little bit of a hit on the way out there as well, but 2 points for Maigh Cuilinn. 1-1 for Salthill Knocknacarra. We've played 5.5 minutes of action. It's been lively. Yeah, it's been lively. It's been good quality to it and good pace to it. The wind is a huge factor in the game, and there's no getting away from that. Rory Lavelle will feel that he has the quality to outroot the wind, but it is big. Yeah, it is a big wind, and the breaking ball is going to be hugely important. It was well won from the breaking ball there by David Wynne, and now goes back towards Peter Cook. They just pass it towards Jared Davernon, gives it out to Paul Kelly. Very lively in the semi-final. Now Peter Cook is coming forward here. Might have got a tug, is he? No. Play on is the call. Bit of a dive in there from Jared Armstrong. Will surely be a free in. It is. It's a free on the 21. I think Desi Keneally looks like he's making his way over to this one. So he will try and just reduce that small little gap that developed with that O'Flaherty goal. They'll be happy with the response. Sean Kelly, great leadership, burst through the middle, kicked a great score. They just won a dirty ball there. Peter Cook looked like it was gone away from him. See, Rob Finnerty went back to pitch. He wasn't shy in letting his defenders know that sort of tackling and those sorts of frees given away is not acceptable in a game of this importance. And I think, as Desi Keneally should kick this one, I think Pádraig could be delighted that Rob Finnerty's captain of Salthill Knocknacarra this year, and he Keneally makes no mistake. No mistake, yeah, but it brings a different aspect to Rob's game. We know what he can do in terms of his ability on the ball. His leadership now is going to be really, really required in this, and that's all a positive for Galway. So 3 points for Maigh Cuilinn to 1-1 from Salthill Knocknacarra. It's another kick out. That's the second one. one over each side now at this rate. And Rory Lavelle has been so impressive over the course of the championship campaign so far. In fact, he's going to give a free for a bit of pushing before that. So Peter Cook will in effect take a 45 here. He's the wind at his back. You'd imagine the little chip wedge here. And he certainly has the quality.
Yeah, I'm not one to question a ref's decision, but it was a mentor that went to throw the ball back, and he probably threw it at a Salthill player more than anything else, and he has now given a really scoreable chance to Peter Cook. So if I was John O'Mahony, I'd be a little bit disappointed with that decision.
Cook now strikes. Oh, it's a glorious strike, like a golf swing, just pure and clean over the bar. We've levelled sides here for the second time. Brilliant response from Mark Cuilinn since conceding that goal there.
Yeah, brilliant response. But, to be expected. They've brilliant players, but Salthill Knocknacarra will be still happy enough. The one thing they are struggling on is kickouts, but that's to be expected. And I think one of the messages that Jono and Finian and Sean will be getting out there is they've got to get bodies under the brakes, because it's going to be very difficult for Rory Lavelle. He's already put two.
Very tight there again.
That's three kickouts that have gone out over the line.
Just look at the press there as well, Barry. A lot of green shirts squeezed up on them.
Yeah, certainly a press, but that's no excuse to kick them out over the line. I think he's probably just going to say, look, we're going to have to get ball down the middle and maybe get the likes of Evan Murphy and these guys under balls, John Maher, and try and get on those breaks.
Takes a shot on the run. Has he got it in? He has. It was good run initially from Ger Davern onto the shoulder to the Antrim man. Nails it over the bar. And Mark Cuilinn back in the lead here. In fact, in the lead for the first time today after 9 minutes. 5 points to Salthill Knocknacarra is 1-1. And Rory Lavelle now, as he makes a trot over to the loose football. Another one has been booted in by the Mark Cuilinn management. He has to be careful of this one. This feels like just to go traditional and just, if nothing else, just horse out the middle here.
Yeah, great kick in there by Clare Galway's Paddy Moran when they were looking for the spare ball. Those purple boots are serving you well, Paddy. But yeah, look, I think Jono and these guys will be absolutely delighted that ball went a bit too far away. It just gives them a chance to get some messages on. Get settled again in terms of our kick out, because it's in terms of their kick out, because at the moment it is the one area that's really causing them problems.
He's been brave. He's gone out the wing again, but great catch there by Seanie O'Lidden. And the side needed that one, and they've taken it quickly. Salthill haven't come forward in the last couple of moments. In fact, haven't really come forward since that goal in the 5th minute from O'Flaherty. They'll be looking to get a response. Last couple of scores. This is good running down the middle. Now comes up here towards Mikey Cuilinn. Nice ball in towards the brother. Gives it back now to Orbit Finnerty on the loop. Finnerty goes off the shoulder. It was almost a hand pass through, trying to get Donald Hunt through, but deemed to have been picked the ball off the floor. I think that is Conor Corcoran that has been punished there. It is. So a free in. Maybe another lucky break. If that ball had made its way through to Donald Hunt, you could be thinking another goal, but they'll be happy to take the free. And Finnerty will be trying to just steady the ship here as well and level the sides again. This is central. It's pretty much the perfect angle inside the D, and he makes no mistake to get his second of the game. 1-2 for Salthill Knocknacarra, 5 points for Mark Cuilinn, and this game certainly not slowing down in terms of the scoring states, anyways.
No, it was a typical Robert Finnerty one. He looked like he was winding up for the score, but he slipped a lovely hand pass to Donald Hunt. But absolute huge credit to David Wynne. He timed the shoulder absolutely perfectly. He knocked the ball away from Donald Hunt, and he'd be disappointed that they conceded the free. But Salthill Knocknacarra would be delighted to get things back on terms. And 11 minutes in, real good quality in the game so far.
Owen Kelly looking to get forward. A bit of a sloppy hand pass there. Our bounce on the surface went astray. They've managed to recycle. It's tight, but they've found numbers here, and there's a switch of play over this side. Tom Clark is coming forward now. He's screaming for possession. Sloppy hand pass, but he gets it the second occasion. Might have been fouled. No, play on is the call. Comes across now towards Paul Kelly, just outside the 45. Looking for a hop and a skip. Might have taken a bit too many there and has been punished. Salthill like that one. And it's gone a little astray there. And it's been a free out now for Salthill. Again, they're slowing down the football, and maybe they're trying to wind down the clock when they're playing against the wind. But they've gone short with this one now. McFadden back towards Lavelle. He'll get it back in the second opportunity. Soloing forward now. Sean Kelly still at times is staying around centre forward. He's putting the pressure on there, so allows the goalkeeper Lavelle. And it's open up in front of him, and he's still going, but I think he'll have to get rid of this pretty lively. He's still ducking and diving in around the players. Gets to about halfway and then wisely gets rid of it. John Maher now switches out here towards Garage Armstrong. It looks like he's just going to drive down the sideline here in front of the stand. Now that's where he goes. He's still going. Passes it infield to Robert Finnerty. It holds up, so he's has to come across. He's trying to get on his left foot. Passes the ball out the field. They try and recycle. Tom Cuilinn now on the 21. Edging inside the 14. Looking to come back on the right. Still waited. Hesitated a moment. Thought he might strike there. The breeze is difficult. Slips on the surface. Has to scoop the ball away. More players slide. John Maher picks it up. He's under almighty pressure. Just pushes it away. Paul Kelly has the ball. It's how he's on over the line, I don't know. Tom Clark will pick up the loose ball and they switch it over the left hand side and quickly move him through the hands. And now they come forward here with Owen Kelly. Passes it off towards Peter Cook. Now starting to drive forward. It's a sloppy hand pass. It goes through a mess. Bodies collide, slip, a duck and dive, but it's been picked up there. It comes through. They switch it over this side now towards Jared Davernon. He goes back to country. It's Gallagher now looking to take on his man outside the 45, goes infield, gives it towards Paul Kelly, back towards Peter Cook, tried to go on the right hand side, spins around, takes a high shot. Has he got it? I don't think he has. It's the first wide of the game for Maigh Cuilinn. With this game, Barry, with 13 and a half minutes gone, it's bananas at times. It's so hectic, so many of those ruck type situations, lads slipping and sliding. Come in for a bit of heavy treatment here on the pitch.
Yeah, but the pitch is holding up well. Underfoot is always going to be that little bit slippy, particularly this time of year. But you know, so far it's not hindering anything in terms of the speed of the game. And I see a ref going in to have a word with Rob Finnerty and one of the Maigh Cuilinn defenders, and I see Rob has a jersey that's very much worse for wear. So he's
Barry McHugh last week.
Yeah, he's getting plenty of treatment, but he's well able for it. He's a big, strong lad, and he's very good in those tight little situations. His feet are very good, and he's good at getting the ball away very quickly with his hands.
Salthill have done well. They won their own kick out. Good work rate for Maigh Cuilinn there as well. He's winning a good few breaks. Evan Murphy gives the 1-2, and he's tearing down a goal. Passes it infield. It's a shot comes in. Oh, it's a poor effort though. Garage Armstrong. 3 and he's back. More recognisable that shot. And a low number like that, it didn't make the best out of that opportunity. Into the goalkeeper's hands. Andrew Power even, and no mistake, was caught maybe slightly on his back foot earlier in the game, but well read that situation. Now Gallagher now putting on the burners. It takes a lot of steps, but still going forward. He's made a lot of ground, but then hits traffic. It's been forced back towards Mulcahy. Now Peter Cook now looking to drive one. Good work rate, maybe a bit aggressive. It is a bit too much aggressive there from Maigh Cuilinn. And Peter Cook, from a situation a couple of yards closer to the one that he got earlier in the game, puts the ball on the floor again. Huge wind at his back. And I think we'll see a similar strike at goal here as he tries to put it his side. Back in the lead after 16 minutes of action here in Pearse Stadium. Cook strikes off the ground. This one's a bit low. Lavelle will catch it. He punches it away for some reason, but he has cover. Garage Armstrong reads it and pops it off quickly. More pressure there. McFadden switches the point of it. I was about to say attack, but out from the defence, switches it over from the fullback out towards the right wing, and that's where they're going with the football now, but it's a bit slow. Evan Murphy under a bit of pressure, gives it back in field. Donald Hunt is free in front of him, and he has pace. Hunt, he's looking to stride forward, just pops it back towards Maigh Cuilinn, who's just sitting a little deeper in the last couple of moments here. It's a still level pegging here in the county final in Pearse Stadium. Salthill with possession of the football, playing against the breeze down towards their own Bourne and Traw end. McFadden now will switch it back down to the centre where they come running again with the football, but it's slow, it's patient. Now a long ball comes in. It's going to ask a lot over there of Robert Finnerty, but he's done well, and he's running down almost down by the end line. He's pushed, he's been pulled and he's dragged, he's scooping the ball, and in the end it's been waved as a wide ball. No free being given. There as well, a good defender. No, the referee didn't see the umpire's wave to signal it was wide ball. Maigh Cuilinn will just come on the attack themselves, not waiting for the kick out. And Old Gallagher now, seen a lot of football so far, switches it over here towards Tom Clark. Tom Clark now goes back to his midfield partner, Peter Cook, who's spent a lot of time on the right wing. Now Keane Dean starting to run forward. He's got a bit of space in front of him. If he wants to charge forward, he does. And then just passes around the shoulder. It'll make his way back now towards Tom Clark. Tom Clark has Conor Corcoran in the middle. Corcoran now is looking to drive forward, go down the left wing. They switch the point of the attack. It's Kelly now coming with the football. Half thought about the shot. It's still going around the loop. David Wynn now off his left. This would be a wonderful score. It is a wonderful score. A glorious strike.
There's going to be questions there because the umpire did certainly flag a white ball for that. So
it's clear as day.
So Salthill Knocknacarra have every right to question that one. I'm not sure they wired up or have they a method of communicating, but certainly that shouldn't have been worked on the pitch. It should have been a restart from a goal. So I think Salthill will certainly question that one. But I see Owen McFadden, just for that one, it was Owen McFadden that was operating as a sweeper. Maigh Cuilinn are very good at being patient, working it across the line of the 45 and getting shots off. So Owen McFadden was sitting very deep. He could possibly push a little bit further and maybe push someone that's in front of him out into that area around the 45, because Maigh Cuilinn are getting shots off. And again, David Wynn looked like he is attacking.
He's getting one forward again. It's very tight over there. It's Keneally. He'll strike it off the right. I think he's dragged it a bit. He has. So another wide for his side. They're second in total.
Salthill have a very deliberate setup up top, so they have, it's Tomo now gone to the centre forward spot with Rob Finnerty and Brian Conlon inside. They have Sean O'Line working kind of out around the wing forward. Working out around the wing right half. The right half forward position or the left half forward position as they're attacking, and then you just have Evan Murphy and Mikey Cuilinn working down the pitch trying to get on ball and being very good at that as well. And Garrett Armstrong operating kind of a left half back position. So Salthill Knocknacarra well set up. They've their homework done, but Maigh Cuilinn are still 1 up.
Yeah, and Maigh Cuilinn have intercepted that. Now Paul Kelly looking to come forward. He almost has a couple of blockers in front of him, almost NFL style there as he went forward. But it's made its way over on the left-hand side now, where it's Gallagher now looking to come forward and take a shot. It's another high boom and effort as he got it. It's very high in the air. It's another wide. Almost got tucked away in the breeze there. It still remains Maigh Cuilinn that lead by 6 points to 1-2. Just shy of 20 minutes of action here gone in the first half in Pearse Stadium. Game. It's interesting to note Lavelle, he's put I think 3 in total out over the sideline. He was very brave with that last one, put it out to maybe a foot in front of the line. They've switched out. Hunt is in front of the main stand here as well. Lavelle goes out the middle this time. Up it goes. It's the boom of a catch.
Michael Cuilinn, he's had a really good start to the game, and they'll be delighted to see himself and Evan Murphy really putting a stamp on it.
Tomo now with nearly ball in towards Finnerty. He picks it on, chips it up now. He's bearing down in goal. Goes back on the right, goes back on the left. Punch the ball over the bar. Beautiful score. Route 1 long bomb out the pitch. Caught. Another ball in. A bit of a jinking. And we're level pegging here. And that's a typical Salthill score.
Rob Finnerty gives you so much out around the middle of the pitch in terms of creativity, but he is, and absolutely, as ref goes to have a word with Keane Dean. I'm not sure what happened there, but in terms of Rob Finnerty, and it seems to be, he's involved in the game a lot, but he has a real orthodox corner forward in that his movement is economical. So within 10-15 metres he can lose a cornerback. The cornerback can pick him up and he can lose him again. You saw in that one, he jinked to the right, looked like he was going to shoot, came back inside and punched it over the bar. He's really deceptive in terms of how quick he is over that 3, 4, 5 metre period.
Level for the 4th time here in the opening half. A yellow card been shown there towards Keane Dean, the Maigh Cuilinn cornerback. Salthill have won another free here in the middle of the pitch. Such a crowd of bodies out in the middle fighting for possession there.
See Gavin Duffy on the line for Salthill, and the experience that he brings in terms of preparation, in terms of his experience in professional sport as well. Like you can't buy that. And for John O and Finney and Sean Armstrong and these guys and all of the Norman Costello, Des Shearer, David Burke, all of the Salthill Knocknacarra team, like to have someone like Gavin Duffy knocking around your panel, showing those younger players working on the mental side of it and the performance side of it, that can't be underestimated either.
Salthill now went short from that kick out, hold of possession, very tight. John Maher now looks to try and run around, but he's under pressure. He does scoop the ball now, nice little kick pass down the line. Sean O'Leiden, he will in turn pop it over the right hand side, and another long ball in towards Finnerty. Finnerty now, he's been shadowed by Mulcahy, but Finnerty's bearing down goal, gets back on his left, takes a shot at goal and flies it over the bar. White flag raised. Salthill Knocknacarra back in front here. Finnerty, he's certainly brought the scoring boots so far.
Yeah, we spoke about Tommy Devan, 7 points in county final 30 years ago. Certainly Rob Finnerty has made a good start to that. He's operating now inside. as I said, when he gets you one-on-one, you know he's going to try and get onto his left foot, but it's very, very difficult to stop him doing that.
Mackay has marked the calibre players as Clifford and Sigerson action over the course this year, but Affinity so far is certainly doing the questions. Now, it's Maigh O'Reilly, the scorer of the opening goal last week in that victory, passes it up towards Gallagher now, bearing down in goal, gets his shot off under a lot of pressure. It's been punched away by Lavelle, picked up over there by O'Flaherty. Get away with that one.
One thing Don Cuilinn and his Cuilinn management to be a little bit disappointed. They're getting lots of bodies forward at the moment. Now it's 2-on-2 up top. You know, Rob Finnerty, you know, Neil Mulcahy, yeah, he was marking, but they didn't get an awful lot of bodies back in terms of trying to give him a little bit more possession where he could turn him out the pitch and turn him into traffic. He did turn him out the pitch. Fortunately, there was no other Cuilinn defender there, so he was able to turn back again and get a score off it. So something for Don Cuilinn and those to be wary of.
Bit of a toe back there from Cuilinn team captain Desi Keneally. Salthill again goes short. William Finnerty, seen a lot of football so far. Passed it up the line now towards Owen Deeney, and he has a bit of room in front of him if he wants to get forward. Just hand passes it over towards the right hand side. Interesting, it looks like Sean Kelly's gone back to playing a sweeper role in the last couple of moments, sitting in front of Finnerty. Finnerty with 4 points so far, 2 from play, 2 from frees, and certainly the danger man. And that's the utmost compliment you can get when Sean Kelly has gone back out of an attacking position to sit in front of him. He's following everywhere at the moment. But Salthill now with O'Flaherty. Comes up towards O'Leiden. O'Leiden now is going across the right hand side, pumps another ball in towards Finnerty. He might get that the second occasion, he does. Popped off now towards Tomo. Tomo goes left, tries to get on the left hand foot. A good block, but it'll break over here. Picked up off the floor. They'll get it back towards Tomo. They'll come back now towards McFadden and recycle now towards John Maher. He switches in the middle of the pitch for O'Flaherty. Now on turn to Evan Murphy. They've switched it over towards Finnerty, who's gone over the right hand side this time. Salthill now breaking down the right hand side. Garage Armstrong has come forward again. Punches the ball backwards. Evan Murphy play the ball in turn straight away back. Comes towards Mikey Cuilinn over on the 21-yard line in front of the terrace. In front of the Bournemouth throw end. He's just running away from goal, trying to get some options. Called Sweeney. We haven't seen a lot of football so far, but he is dangerous. Now he's going for his first run. He's surely been fouled there. A combination of Maigh O'Reilly and Peter Cook. Fouled Sweeney. Probably the first time he's really got an attack and run forward. He's been well tagged over there. Salthill goes short. Now this could be dangerous. Donald Hunt. Oh, he just can't get possession of the football. It's scrappy. It might be touched on the floor, and it's a free out in the end.
Just lost it. It was a great ball. Good think. I saw Rory Lavelle coming up the pitch. It's a long way out into that breeze, even if it's only a 45. But again, you know, just in terms of from open play, you're right. Sean Kelly looks like he is set back a little bit to try and get a little bit more protection. But that has to now, the message has to filter out that you're going to rely on other players to try and step up. So the likes of the Evan Murphys and these guys, if Sean Kelly's gone that far back the pitch, then it gives them an opportunity to try and create something out there when Rob Finnerty's nearly tying up 2 lads inside.
Yeah, well, the brother Paul went on a good run up the middle of the pitch there. Passed the ball to Maigh O'Reilly, who's been fouled on the 45 over on the left hand side in front of the terrace end. Peter Cook, he's scored one, dropped one short. This one first from that side, but again, significant breeze at his back. Shouldn't be a problem. The sharpshooter from midfield, of course, Manny anticipate that hopefully he'll be wearing maroon the course of next year. Very much focus on this, trying to win the championship, and he's dragged it. He'll be disappointed with that. Out towards the left hand side and wide. It still remains Salthill Loughnacaro 1-4, 6 points towards Maigh Cuilinn. 26.5 minutes gone here, and he'll be disappointed that, because that's 2, you'd say, for him, scoreable frees.
Yeah, and he just didn't look like he connected well with them as the Mullave Abbey team make their way down towards the tunnel to take the parade at half time, and you see the likes of Donald Kelly, Mick Ruan, these guys, Donald Kelly GP and Abby Knockmoy, great servant to Galway football as well, and you know they'll certainly enjoy their half time parade. But yeah, Peter Cook will be disappointed. 2 scoreable frees from his behalf, but just didn't catch them, and David Wynn now would have disappointed enough effort as well.
The last couple of minutes, hasn't it, for Maigh Cuilinn, like, because they got in that purple patch after the goal. The next couple of scores that they got pretty quickly, they responded to that. But Salthill, John O'Mahony at the moment will be the happier going into half time. Of course, you think about it last week against Annadown, they're probably desperate for half time almost. It was Annadown in form, but a lot of football to be played. Even the 3 minutes coming up to the first half break here. Salthill holding possession, tidy play there. They switch it over towards William Finnerty. Salthill, very noticeable, keeping it very wide, both half forwards, hugging the sidelines on both sides. Now John Maher coming forward. He's thinking about kind of a shot. Now he's going to run past Tom Clark. He goes left, he goes right, looking for some options. Goes back towards Tomo. Rob Finnerty was put on the floor, but he's up again. So Tomo Cuilinn on the 45, still holds possession. Flicks it over towards William Finnerty. There's a lot of room in front of him if he wants to go forward. He's kind of timidly making his way forward, makes it towards the 21, and then stops, goes back. It's just holding the possession, but the point of the attack has just been slowed back a little bit. Switch it centrally now, and they'll go over the left-hand side in front of the main stand here. Garage Armstrong. He has Carl Sweeney in front of him, but goes in field towards O'Leiden. O'Leiden now looks to switch it over on the left-hand side again, just switches the point of attack, and they come forward. So slowly is the mantra so far, but they're edging the way forward. Now Tomo gets it. Will he swing? No, he'll wait. It goes back. High shot comes in here for Murphy. Has he squeezed it in? He hasn't. It's out for a wide, and referee is gone in again. Martin Fardy not happy. Now this time again, some more. It's Neil Mulcahy this time. I think it might have been at the start of that attack, Robert Finnerty. You just saw him end up on the floor, and a yellow card being shown there. And that's two out of the full-back line on yellow cards as well. That could be significant yet.
Well, it's not ideal considering that they're going to play against the wind. So you'd imagine, Salthill will have the wind in the second half. So you would imagine that there'll be plenty of ball into that full forward line. Tomo's very good at drawing tackles, getting contact and spinning off, and he'll be hoping to get Neil Mulcahy or one of the play, in that situation and make the ref make a decision after that then.
O'Gallagher now looking to drive his side forward, pops it up towards David Wynn, gets it back towards Gallagher again. He's covered a lot of ground here with the football, makes it up just shy of the 45, but goes back now towards Tom Clark, who seems to be at times just sitting a little deeper. Now he's going to run out towards the left hand side, just trying to create a bit of room. Just looking at options here. They're slowly just hand passing the ball back and forth. Kelly now goes, thought about the shot, then goes back, hand passes it back. Peter Cook now is in the pocket, and that's where it goes. He looks to drive forward, switch it over this hand side, just chips it over. It's a stray ball though, out over the sideline. Passes the ball towards Don Cuilinn.
Yeah, this disappointing, and you can, there's still long time to go. There's only a point in it, but certainly in terms of how things are looking at the moment, Don Cuilinn will be disappointed with this first half. If you look at Desi Keneally, I don't think he's received big hit. Don't think Desi Keneally has received any ball inside or good clean ball inside. And for a team that have so many really good shooters out the pitch, Peter Cook just to name one, David Wynn got a good one, Paul Kelly, Sean Kelly, they haven't really had many opportunities to shoot.
Running on a almighty run here, fouled. That gives them a big lift, a chance to put 2 points in it before half time. We're just past the half an hour mark, no indication yet what will be added, but imagine Tomo will try and strike this. This could be a big moment here as well. It certainly give John O'Mahony's side a big lift before half time. I
don't know if Rory Lavelle looking to have a strike at this either, but no, I think Tomo will be confident enough in his own ability. No, I don't think he's had a significant shot at goal for Tomo, so this will be a good one for him, and he'll certainly have the confidence to get it. As you said, it'll put them 2 points up, but just back to that, Mike Cullen will be disappointed that with all the shooters they have out the pitch, they're still only 6 points playing a really strong win. It's not the best return they'll have ever got from it.
So here comes Tomo, just about 23 yards out on the left hand side, just to strike this off the hands. Here he goes. It looks good. It's over the bar. Listen to the Salthill roar. And there is the half-time whistle and a big, huge Salthill roar. Significant crowd in here as well. The majority of them on their feet. Their flags are raising as they go through. But they lead on a scoreline of 1-5 to 6 points at half-time. And John O'Mahony playing against the breeze, coming in at a 2 point advantage. I'd say if you asked them this morning, he'd grab your hand off for that.
Absolutely delighted with it, and they're a youthful, certain players inexperienced, but they'll be delighted. And even small things, when you look at someone remaining calm, what John O'Mahony brings to everything. Again, county board officials, obviously Mike Cullen were due to go in first. John O'Mahony was the one there just to calm down his Salthill team, make sure that nothing untoward happened at half time. And even, when selectors meet, and I've been in this situation before, there could be lots of ideas thrown around at half-time, but when you have someone as experienced as John O'Dare, he'll calm everything down. We saw in the semi-final, he got his messages spot on at half-time. He'll be hoping to do the same. He'll be hoping to do the same in this half-time period. Don Cuilinn will be sent to his Mike Cullen team. we need to up it here, because at the moment they're second best in a lot of departments. They need to bring that running, strong physical running, good hand passing game to fruit, or it could be a long second half for them.
I suppose quickly before we go to the half-time quick kickouts, there's been two, for me, key moments in the game. One, as you touched on there, Cuilinn haven't really been able to get that running game going extensively at large periods. And from the Salthill perspective, they've got their key men. You said if anybody needs to have a good game, it's Robert Finnerty and Tom Cuilinn. They both have had good games. They're finding room, they're finding space. Cuilinn have had to tweak it a couple of times, but they're, I suppose, the two big things, one each side, that they'll try and change for the second half. Depends what side of the coin you're on.
Yeah, exactly. You have to take this first half as a microcosm of the game as a whole. And in each county final, you nearly always have one player who stands up and takes the game by the scruff of the neck and goes on and has a huge performance. In this half so far in this game, that performance is Rob Finnerty. That's not to say it's going to be enough, but for this 30 minutes, he has been the one that you could stand out, that has stood out and said, I'm going to be the driving force behind Salthill and Knocknacarra. The message that Don Cannella will now be getting to his team is somebody from their team is going to have to do it. A Desi Keneally, a Sean Kelly, a Peter Cook, or someone maybe that's not as well known, but they have the potential in there. They have the management team to try and get that point in it, all to play for.
Yeah, nice scenes as well here, led out by a full match routine at half time. Here is the 1992 Galway champions, Monavea Abbey. We touched on a little bit earlier on. They're getting their moment to shine. But here in this year's final, it's Salthill Knocknacarra leading by 2 points at half time on a scoreline of 1-5 to Cuilinn 6 points. We will leave you with some first half highlights, and we'll be back very, very shortly for the second half.
Cornerback, a tight, tenacious cornerback who always gave his all, and who, according to the local journalists, who was magnificent in the county final. That's
You're very welcome back to Pearse Stadium. Wonderful scenes there at half-time. The victorious Monavea Abbey side from 1992. Some very recognisable names in Galway GAA there recognised. So beautiful to see. Maigh Cuilinn are out on the pitch first. Still waiting for John O'Mahony's Salthill Lochnacara. There'll be no rush. They lead by 2 points at half-time and a scoreline of 1-5 to 6 points. They do have the breeze at their backs as well. It seems to have maybe ever so slightly calmed down a little, but it's still a huge factor. You look at the flags behind the goal there and the Borston throw-in. They're still fairly blown, fairly solid in one direction. Flags all around the pitch on the various lines up and down the park are certainly all pointed one direction, but it was a big half-time there for Don Cuilinn and his side. They haven't really got going. There was a phase where maybe they kicked into life after the goal they conceded, but by and large they're nowhere near the side that we've seen over the course of the campaign so far.
No, certainly not, and you consider that they got those 3 points. Sean Kelly, Sean Kelly got the first. I think Peter Cook and was Owen Gallagher, maybe the three of those, they're three excuse me, I suppose their three top players really kicked on and brought them back into the game. But you consider they've only scored 6 points in total. It kind of sums up exactly where they've been in this half, and no player has really shone to a certain extent. And that's why, as I said, Don Cuilinn will certainly be putting the challenge to them. He'll be giving them, as much help and as much guidance as he possibly can, but he will put the challenge to those players that now is the time that Maigh Cuilinn and him and his management team need them, really need them to deliver. And as I said, on the flip side of that, John O'Mahony will be, getting the message home that they've started well, but count for nothing. Only 30 minutes gone so far. They've been the better team, but at the end of the game, when the Frank Fox is being presented, no one is going to really worry about who is the best team at half time, and he'll be just wanting his players to keep going, keep going as Norma Costello is there to encourage them as they're coming out. They're all energy, they have the momentum, and they're going to try and bring that to the game. And just looking at the pitch, it's someone like Andrew Power who's in goal. It's going to be under big pressure, and I would imagine one of the messages Salthill will be having is that they're going to put a real squeeze on him every time that they possibly can, because excellent goalie, probably didn't go that well for the goal, be a little bit disappointed with that, but in terms of his kickouts, he can be a little bit short at times and struggle with that. So Maigh Cuilinn will certainly be thinking about that, and Salthill Lochnacara will be certainly put a squeeze on it.
One change then at half time. Cian Dean, number 2 for Maigh Cuilinn, has been replaced by number 7, Aidan Clafferty. And I suppose Cian Dean on a yellow card as well, probably a factor on that as well.
Yeah, certainly, and particularly when you have 2 in the full back line. But interesting, body language is a lot in these games, and even looking at the Salthill backs, William Finnerty was on the ground with, I think it was Owen Gallagher, Daniel O'Flaherty and Sean Kelly, certainly having a right tussle and getting to know each other. So Salthill they're giving all the signs that they're right up for this and are going to really push on in this second half.
Now, they won the first possession so far. A foul there as well, more pulling and dragging. Peter Cook testing out the fabric on Donald Hunt's jersey, still won't let go. I'd say, do they call it in the fashion states, it's gone from a round neck to a V-neck there. There's a good couple of inches gone missing there.
It's handbags to a certain extent. I'm not sure we still allowed to use that terminology, but there's not a lot in that. I'm not sure that deserves 2 yellows. Like, it's a county final, something that probably one of the biggest days in their careers, and I don't think there's any need for a yellow card.
It looks like it will be 2 yellows though. It is. So both midfielders, Donald Hunt from Salthill Lochnacara and Peter Cook from Maigh Cuilinn.
I just think what that does for a ref is it makes it difficult in terms of if you have to make a decision on one of those players later on in the game, that he's given a yellow that maybe there was no need to give.
Bomb of a ball in. It's been 1/2, but Mikey Cuilinn wasn't wasting any time then up towards Tomo. Half won it initially, but I think it's picked up there by Sean Kelly, who looks like he's got a bang in the face from that collision there also. Certainly holding the nose area as the medics come out. See Tuller out giving some run and repairs. Courage to play on, and Corcoran restarts quickly. They come out here and try and work it down this side. Still going forward with the football. Galler Gets downed over there. Ran into Finnerty. It was actually Finnerty that ended up on the floor more so. Two big men colliding. Kelly is up, thankfully looks okay. Goes short with the free. Big roar to get it in, but Desi Keneally, he's almost has a diamond in front of him there of Salthill Lochnacara players. More coming back to give more assistance. So Kelly is going to have to run this. Run they do. Corcoran's got forward. Comes back now towards Cook. Quickly through the hands. They come in field out towards Gallagher. Still going. Gallagher now switches it over 2 players towards Clark. Gets it back again. Cuts back on the right but doesn't shoot. Almost ducks out of his own man. Big high booming ball over towards the right hand side. Moved quickly on there. O'Reilly now looking to go pretty much for a run for the first time, and he's making good ground. He's still going. Runs into traffic. Might have taken a lot of steps, but gets it back. They recycle it cleverly. Salthill, just by force and numbers, if anything else, have just pushed out Cuilinn out towards outside the 45. But Gallagher again gives it towards Clark. Clark now back towards Kelly, looking to drive through. Good pressure, but he's still going forward now. Pops it over the shoulder. Mulcahy is coming through. He's been downed on the floor. Bodies everywhere. It'll be a free in. They'll have to work hard for that. But they've got a free now, a very scoreable free. Sean Kelly looked like he was going to try and blast it there. But I think it'd be more sensible just to put it on the floor and let Keneally from the 21. It's called Sweeney. Looks like he was injured in that move. Just a row of dominoes there, if nothing else, Barry, there as players not giving an inch.
Yeah, good run by Neil Mulcahy, and Sean Kelly. I think that was a little pop pass over the top, and that's what Cuilinn are going to have to do, because in reality, with that wind, even though it has died down a little bit from our vantage point, it still is very, very strong out there. They're probably not going to get an awful lot of shots off and from the right position out around the 45, so they're going to have to be patient and try and work as many scoreable chances and scoreable frees as they can. They've certainly started well.
Yeah, trying to get the first score at the second half. Keneally was a little low, a couple of oohs and gasps off the crowd there, but it has gone over the crossbar. It's Cuillinn's 7th of the game, so 7 points to Salthill Lochnacara has won 5. 4 minutes gone in the second half. Now Lavelle, he was under pressure for a couple of kickouts early doors. Again, significant pressure on him, but he just chips it out. Very confident, and it makes its way now towards Garage Armstrong. They just keep ball in front of their full back line. Kick pass up towards John Maher, under pressure from Keneally, but still coming forward. Gives it back towards McFadden. McFadden now over towards Dealey. Dealey now to the goal scorer O'Flaherty. Just really taking the pace out of the attack at the moment here. Hold on to possession. Just outside the D. McFadden now is going to solo forward. Just passes it up the lines. They've edged back just up to their own 45. Now Murphy goes a bit longer. It's putting pressure on McFadden, but he does well. He pops it off quickly, and now they're running forward here. And here comes O'Flaherty again. Pops it off the shoulder towards Finnerty. He's going for an early one. It's high. Has he got it? No, he hasn't. First wide of the second half for Salthill Lochnacara. Gets downed on the floor off the ball as well. Referee, he gave out 2 yellow cards early in the second half for absolutely nothing. That was a lot more cynical there. But it looks like he's going to wave this one away.
Plenty of physicality in the game. Everyone, they seem to be, they're not shy in letting someone know if they've had a poor effort or a poor shot at goal. But again, I have to say Daniel Flaherty has been really impressive in this half, or in this game so far. He's breaking the line, he's positive, and he's attacking. And it's a big turnover for
Listen to that roar. Just listen to that roar, and handbags left, right and centre. Owen Gallagher now has got another good grip of Owen Dealey's shirt. Cuilinn, they're out to try and put down a marker here in the second half. It's a free in for Salthill Lochnacara. That's Tomo. We're about 40 yards out. Left or central. Breeze on his back. Got his first score from a free just before half time. Trying to extend his side's lead. 6.5 minutes gone in the second half. He strikes it off the hands. He's dragged it though. It's another wide. 2 in a row. They can't afford too many more of those.
Yeah, no, that's a disappointing one from Tomo. Big wind with them, and he won't need anyone telling him that that's a disappointment. But again, they go short, so Till will be looking to put a squeeze on, but Cuilinn do very, very well.
Yeah, Owen Kelly won the first ball. Now Sean Kelly is coming driving forward, and there's a wave of green shirts coming forward here. It's Paul Kelly now, still going with the football. He's going the long way around under pressure over there from Armstrong, but he's made it all the way towards the 14. Now Tom Clark on the 21, didn't shoot, back towards David Wynn, pops it out now towards Peter Cook, but they're being forced away from goal. Wynn again, he's going to pass it back towards Cook. It's further away from goal, they're going all this time, trying to recycle. Corcoran now punches it over here towards Michael Maughan, trying to go down the left hand side. He's O'Reilly in front of him, but he slips as he turns backwards. Corcoran will get it back now infield. It goes. Now Gallagher looking to drive his side forward. He's running straight across the pitch, goes across towards the far terrace, but they are making ground. Now Paul Kelly, he's still going, he's running forward, makes it towards inside the 21, gives it back towards Gallagher. Kelly will go, give the give and go, and he's still going, takes a tackle, a bandage hand up, and they will take the free. I'd say it'll just be between the 14 and the 21, over on the right hand side. And they've an opportunity now to level the sides. Jesse Keneally has gone over to take it. It's over on his wrong side, but he is quite a sharp shooter, the Maigh Cuilinn captain. He was trying to get, he's already got the opening score of the second half. Can he add a second, and can he tie the sides up? Makes no mistake, we're level for the 5th time here. 8 points for Maigh Cuilinn, 1-5 for Salthill Lochnacara, who are yet to get off in the mark in the second half. Maigh Cuilinn haven't really done anything outrageous, but they'd be happy just to get rid of that and level things up.
Yeah, again, looking at it, we're lucky to have the replay here in front of us, and Garrett Armstrong be disappointed enough. That didn't look like there was a huge amount in it. It was kind of a chest on. He came strong with a body shot on Paul Kelly, and I think he'd be disappointed if that was a free. And overall, I think John O'Mahony, probably one of the messages was we've got to keep the free count down, because Salthill or not Maigh Cuilinn won't get an awful lot more scores. Bar from frees, from scores out from distance, they'll have to. They're getting plenty of bodies back. They're cutting out that supply line to Desi Keneally, so the new Maigh Cuilinn will be relying on long-range frees, which are long-range scores, which are going to be very difficult, or frees, and they've got 2 frees now to bring them back level.
Yeah, interesting there. Michael Maughan was the one that was on top of Finnerty. He won the breaking ball. He charged forward with the ball. Now it's O'Reilly now coming forward into traffic, ends up on the floor. Sure, he's taking a lot of steps, still going, surrounded by a sea of jerseys. It'll break now. Sean Kelly will just about keep it in play. I think he's lost it though, and out for a wide ball. It's interesting to see. Finnerty, he's not getting the same space as you would expect.
Well, he actually is getting the same space, but Salthill Lochnacara just not getting as good a ball into him. It seems to be a little bit rushed, when they're looking to kick it, but maybe they have missed the opportunity earlier on in the play.
Sean Kelly, the latest to be called over here by Martin Flaherty. It's just a lecture, so Lavelle will just chip out this goal kick. Both keepers going short at times.
Sean Kelly looks like he does have a strange gait at times when he runs, but he does look like he's limping a little bit, and that'll be a worry to Maigh Cuilinn, because we saw he did go off in the county semi-final right at the end with what looked like a fairly nasty enough ankle injury, so they'll be slightly concerned about that.
Salthill again, just trying to take the pace out of the game. It's interesting to note Maigh Cuilinn has certainly retrieved a good bit deeper, playing against the elements, so this has allowed Salthill just to play a bit of keep ball. That's a nice ball down over the line though. O'Leiden will get it. Now the quick pass towards the corner. It's Conlon who picks it, but he slips. He just gets it back, but he's deemed to have touched it on the floor. Right decision. Pitch is still holding up remarkably well given the amount of game time and the elements that we've had over the last couple of weeks, but players are struggling with it at times there. But Corcoran now looking to come forward. He's still running. He bounces it, not the most cleverest decision, but he gets it away towards Tom Clark. Tom Clark now off towards Kelly again, looking to drive his side forward. And they do make the way forward. It's David Wynn coming forward, puts down the shoulder. Pass it off now towards Peter Cook, but well wrapped up over there. That's good tackling from John Maher. But Cook is still going. Back towards Kelly again. There's options this side. Kelly, Paul is still running with the football. O'Reilly's in front of him. That's where it goes. O'Reilly now bounces it just about comes back up to him. Great challenge comes in over there from Mikey Cuilinn. And now Salthill, can they get forward? Donald Hunt under a lot of pressure, has to scoop the ball back off. And here comes Carl Sweeney. We haven't seen him a lot so far, but he's put on the burners here. O'Reilly desperately trying to stall him. There's players dumped down to the floor, makes away with Tomo, poor hand pass. It might just about work out. It does. Tomo gets it back again, goes back towards Finnerty inside the 45. Dummy solo, but just about almost loses it. He still ran back the country, it goes. Maigh Cuilinn, they are certainly gone a lot more aggressive. Every time you saw Salthill go forward, you see blue shirts on the surface. Pressure's coming on, Grilling tackling over there. Salthill just about get away with it. Goes back now towards Mikey Cuilinn on the halfway line. Gives it back towards William Finnerty. He's going for a little bit of a trot. But back it goes to Cuilinn again. Play keep ball just inside the halfway line. Evan Murphy now. Looking for a big switch. No, takes a dummy solo and runs up the middle of the pitch. Looking to punt the ball down the line. That's where it goes. Finnerty just can't get hold of it. It's Murphy, in fact. It's been scooped up, and Sean Kelly playing sweeper. Picks up the breaking ball. Passes it quickly over there. And they're looking to come forward themselves. Gives a 1-2. Paul Kelly is coming forward. Still going. Passing halfway. Not a lot of contact on him, so he's able to edge the way forward. Tom Clark now has it. Walking pace. They're playing keep ball. Gallagher now looks at jink and dive, but pressure comes on. John Maher gets the squeeze on, but they break it over on the right hand side. There's a bit of room here if they want to come forward. Of course, sides are level. 13 minutes gone in the second half here. And it's Gallagher putting on the burners, cuts back on the left hand side, goes in midfield and then passes strange enough ball, but it makes his way towards Sean Kelly inside the Salthill 45, looking to edge his way forward. Big punch pass up towards Micheál O'Reilly. Now he's a lot of room, he's running back. Paul Kelly now is making his way in from the end line, goes back on the right, no, dummy solo. Back towards Keneally. Keneally now puts on a bit of pace, but it's been forced back the country towards Peter Cook, just inside the 45. They'll have to switch it centrally, that's where it goes. Tom Clark now punches it towards a David Wynn. He hand passes it down the line, and now they come again. Owen Kelly, Peter Cook, just inside the 45. Salthill totally retrieved. Everyone except one inside their own 45. Owen Kelly now, just inside that wall of Salthill shirts, passes it towards Owen Gallagher. That distinctive dummy back and forth, but he's edged his way forward. It's a hand pass through lines. It was dangerous, but it worked out okay. Now back towards Cook. Cook now looking, is he going to eye on a shot and goal? He's running the long way around, pressure comes on, he's on the floor. Didn't see a lot in that, but Mikey Cuilinn has been punished there for the bit of contact on Cook as he came forward. Substitutions, 2 in fact, taking place here for Salthill. Number 11, Evan Nolan, is being introduced, and it is number 22, Charlie Power, also being introduced. Players to make way are Brian Conlon, and it looks like Donald Hunt, who was yellow card at the start of the second half. The players to make way. So that's Nolan and Power in for Hunt and Conlon, as John O'Mahony side, who are yet to score in the second half. They've watched Maigh Cuilinn reduce the rears to level it. Now Jesse Keneally from this free has the opportunity to put his side back in the lead. It's a bit further out than the one he got a couple of minutes ago, but he strikes it good. He's dragged it though. It's a bad miss for a player of his calibre. We saw Tomo early, and it seems like a lifetime ago, in the start of the second half, miss a scoreable free. That's very scoreable for Keneally, and the sides remain level pegging, 1-5 to 8 points.
Yeah, it's certainly not a classic in terms of scoring, and the wind is playing a huge factor in this, but Don Cuilinn will be delighted. I think Desi, maybe that was one that, again, with that, it just shows the strength of the breeze. He looked like he had to force it fairly heavy, even just to try and get the distance, and because of that it tailed off. But Don Cuilinn will be delighted in terms of they're back now level. It's a huge fight for them, but they're giving themselves every chance, and you have to give huge credit. We spoke about who was going to be the one to try and grab this game by the scruff of the neck. To me, already Sean Kelly is having such a big influence on this game. He's operating everywhere. He's back in the edge of the D in terms of protecting his full back line. He's standing on the 45 at times, protecting his half back line, and he's the one that's constantly showing for ball and carrying ball out of the Maigh Cuilinn defence. And he's just such a big leader in this Maigh Cuilinn team, and they'll be delighted to see him start this way in the second half, or 16 minutes in. Salthill could really do with a score.
Salthill won a free here just inside the 45, a bit too aggressive from substitute Claffey in on the advance in O'Flaherty. Rob Finnerty's come out. He's just the far side of the 45, strikes it with the left. This might drop short. Power will catch it in his hands and just tears away from his goal. Gets a scrappy enough hand pass away. Put a lot of pressure on Salthill to force the turnover. It's quickly through the hands. It's Scrappy. O'Lyden now takes a shot. Has he got it? It would be a massive score. It is a massive score. They just forced a score out of nothing in the end. They've gone back in front. The first score of the second half. It's taken almost 17 minutes. But they're back in front, 1-6 to Salthill Knocknacarra, 8 points to Maigh Cuilinn. As Maigh Cuilinn introduced Neil Walsh, the scorer of that third goal in that victory over Mount Bellew, Maigh, and he replaces 19, Jared Davern, with a big score, dropped short, but a scrappy hand pass, and just they gobbled up the breaking ball then.
Yeah, huge score. Evan Murphy did well to flick it back out to Sean O'Lyne. He showed great confidence, kicked it over the bar, but again, you know, if you're looking at it from a Maigh Cuilinn point of view and a Maigh Cuilinn management point of view, they're the ones that kill you. Those we do really, really well to win it. You know, not a great free by Rob Finnerty, a little bit too far away, and then just a sloppy hand pass, and it gives the score back to Salthill Knocknacarra and gives them that little bit of a start that they were looking for in terms of scores. They're now 17 minutes into the second half, and that was their first, so they really needed it.
Yeah, scores are quite hard fought in the second half. Only 3 in total combined between both sides. Maigh Cuilinn trying to get another one of their own. They're coming forward, moving the ball through the lines quickly. This is better play, a more increased tempo, but they make good defending there. They're forced back out. Good turnover there, John Maher. Oh, that's a harsh call. I was sure he got the football there. See it back. The only opinion that matters is Martin Flaherty, but it seems like a fairly harsh call there. Not a lot in that for me, I have to say.
Not a lot in that. It's a contact sport. It's a game that we like the physicality.
That's don't like 2 in a row that you'd say from a similar sort of spot now.
Yeah, and like, you know, if Martin Flaherty was here, I'm sure he'd have a very good reason for rewarding those frees. But from I suppose a supporter's point of view, and we're looking at it, we do like that physical contact. We don't like it going over the top. That certainly wasn't over the top, and you know, players are putting their bodies on the line, and he probably needs to allow a little bit for that.
Cuilinn now strikes it with the right. Again, makes no mistake this time. Levels things up again. 6th time, sides a level. 9 points for Maigh Cuilinn. 1-6 to Salthill Knocknacarra. Cuilinn with all of Maigh Cuillinn's scores in the second half. So he's almost single-handedly kept his side in the game. Salthill go short, but now they're running it, and they've gone past the first press. John Maher again, the player with a fine campaign. Finnerty dropped a little deeper, plays the ball in the line quickly off the shoulders, and this is opening up. Shot comes in over here. Has it got it? It has got it. It's a wonderful score, an instant impact, and Salthill with a perfect response. And it's Evan Murphy, of course, such a talented player at underage, has added another score. 1-7 for Salthill Knocknacarra, 9 points for Maigh Cuilinn. Just shy of 20 minutes gone in the second half. Quick response. You know, you can hang your head over decisions to go against you, but that's the way to answer it.
They did really well. John Maher did really well to break a tackle, slipped a lovely ball to Rob, kicked a great ball inside, and Evan Murphy off the shoulder. Lovely score. You know, they'll be hoping that he can get on a few more like that, because he has the ability to kick from distance.
Yeah, they certainly have had, probably by their standards, not the best start to the second half, but with 10 minutes to go here in Pearse Stadium, they're right in at Peter Cook now. This is dangerous. Neil Walsh, the cameraman, coming through. Good block. Does it go out for a 45? It is going out for a 45. What tackling. They all just dived on it, because it looked like that was goal written all over it. Comes on through. It's Donal O'Flaherty, the scorer of the goal in the open half. He comes on the blind side out of absolute nowhere, dies bravely at the feet of the Cavan man and puts it out for 45. But if Salthill Knocknacarra are to go on and bring Frank Fox home, that is a huge moment.
Brilliant. And as I said, Donal O'Flaherty's having a really good game. And I must say, Peter Cook is bringing a big fight to the game as well, and he's trying to influence it as much as he can. He's driving forward as much as he can. He's winning frees, and he's having a huge game.
Interesting enough, they decided not to take the shot. Almost got themselves in trouble there, but got the decision from the linesman, Maigh Cuilinn, and they are going forward again here. Paul Kelly up towards Shaw now, looking to drive forward, but again, so much pressure on. He's edging his way forward just outside the D. Gives it back past David Wynn. David Wynn now has Clark in front of him, but he's going across the long way. He's still edging away on throw. Gallagher now strikes it off the right. Over the bar it goes. We're level again. 10 points. Maigh Cuilinn. Salthill Knocknacarra 1-7. Another substitute taking place here. Matthew Thompson has been introduced for Salthill. He's replacing Shawnee O'Lyden. He's had a fine game as well, but a case getting fresh legs on here is probably the key.
Yeah, they have a big panel that they use them, and they have used them so far in their group games, in the quarter-final, semi-final, and now in the final. But a great score by Owen Gallagher. With concerns, I see James O'Toole, even with his magic spray, looking at Owen Gallagher's knee, who we know he's had problems with it over the course of the summer and into this campaign. So they'll be hoping
that foot a bit there, isn't he?
Yeah, they'll be hoping that he's okay, but seems to be able to run it off.
8 minutes to go, and we're level pegging. 7 times the sides have been level. Where's the next twist and turn coming to go? Where are we going to go towards extra time to try and get a winner here today in a Pearse Stadium? Salthill now, their opportunity to come forward. Gallagher there with his second of the game. He's leveled the sides. Salthill now found room here. William Finnerty has a pocket of space and he's running forward. Back towards Finnerty, just on the 45. The distinctive hop and skip. Scoops the ball with a hand pass up towards Tomo. Have options inside, but Tomo's going to run this one. Comes back a go. The shot comes in from Thompson. He's only introduced and he's just nailed a bomb from out the country in front of the stand. It's coming on through. It's Evan Nolan, in fact. He came on through. A bomb of a score. Said they needed a response. You can't get much better than that.
No, and again, I know it sounds like I'm talking about him a lot, but again, it's back to Rob Finnerty. He drew them in. Good hand pass over to Evan Nolan, but for a guy that I'm sure was really disappointed not to start, that's what you want. Come in, make an impact. Got the opportunity, pulled the trigger, never looked in doubt.
Salthill back in front by 1, and they've won the kick out. And they're on the attack again. High ball in, almost the mark caught by Tomo. It's coming back now. Nolan again, strikes 2. Can he repeat history? He has 2 massive scores from the substitute there. Said he's disappointed not to be starting. That's certainly way 2 quick-fire scores in the county final, and it's just turned the momentum slightly back in the favour of Salthill Knocknacarra. 1-9 they now have on the scoreboard. 10 points for Maigh Cuilinn. That's a big couple of moments in the game.
Yeah, huge, and you have to give Tomo Cuilinn, who's given us a lovely little hand pass to Evan Nolan, and that's something Tomo has brought into his game. He's laying ball off, maybe not as anxious, trying to get the shots off himself, bringing more players into the game, and that's a good sign for himself going forward.
2 points, the advantage now for Salthill Knocknacarra. 24 minutes gone in the second half here. It's Maigh Cuilinn on the attack again. David Wynn now off towards Peter Cook. He's really put on the burners here, but he almost leaves the ball behind. He gets it back at the second occasion. David Wynn now coming forward. Still going forward, makes the 21, pops it off the shoulder. Keneally has space. Keneally has a shot. Will it curl in? No, it won't. It's another wide. It's cheered as good as a score from the Salthill faithful here.
And all the while, John O'Mahony, arms folded, just pacing up and down the line, calm as he
Not
could be.
Not a bother in the world.
That's what
out for a Sunday word.
When I think it's Alan Mulholland is chairman of Salthill Knocknacarra, and when he went and looked for a senior football manager, and John O'Mahony was available, that's exactly what they want. Still a long way to go, but they're in good position. Two up. 6 minutes to go, 5 minutes, 5.5 minutes to go, plus a bit of injury time.
There's been a lot of stop starts, so
there has
3 or 4 minutes easily handy.
But certainly momentum is with them at the moment.
Finishing now on the halfway line, pops a hand pass towards Tomo. The two of them have been so clever. Mikey Cuilinn, another player that's been ever so good, as is the player on the ball now, Flaherty, gives it back now to Mikey Cuilinn. Half thought about the shot, but robbed brilliantly from Neil Walsh. Brilliant little play. O'Reilly now, but he doesn't have a lot of options. Gives it back now towards Kelly, up towards, slowly you have to be said, up towards Clark. On they go again. It's Sean Kelly coming forward. Gallagher, a halfway line now, but pressure, a wall of blue shirts in front of him. Making ground though up towards Paul Kelly. Paul Kelly now just inside the Salthill half. Neil Mulcahy come forward, gives it back towards Paul Kelly. Salthill have pressure on. Gallagher now goes through the lines cleverly. Takes a lot of steps. Still on he goes with the football, still going. Might take a shot and goal here. No, cuts in field almost now. Takes it from a difficult position. Hangs up in the air. Lavelle is going to come out for this. This is dangerous. It's flicked on. It's into the net. It's a goal. It's a goal. It is a goal. The green flag goes up. I think it was Peter Cook that got his fist on it. It hung up in the air. It is Peter Cook.
Brilliant goal. And we mentioned as
now this just right on here. It's Maigh Cuilinn, all that matters. They're back in front, 1-10 to Salthill Knocknacarra's 1-9. But there's just a scrum of players. Jersey's been ripped, pulling and dragging left, right, and centre. That's a big moment. That ball from Gallagher, he hit the shot. It hung up in the air. Lavelle couldn't go near it, but Cook did and almost palmed it into the empty net. 3 minutes to go.
Brilliant goal by Peter Cook, and we mentioned a few minutes earlier, like attitude in these games is everything, and when you need someone to dig deep, I said it earlier, he is digging deep. He chased and chased and chased. He timed his jump perfectly, got up over Rory Lavelle. He'll be disappointed that ball didn't go out the way, but a brilliant goal from Maigh Cuilinn, one they really, really needed. Peter Cook will be delighted, and he's having a huge, huge influence in this game.
It certainly is a huge, huge moment. And where Frank Fox will end up this year, it puts Maigh Cuilinn in the lead by a point. It's going to be a good bit of, I think, admin duties being flashed here. Looks like Neil Walsh is one of those players. Robert Finnerty out in there, that discussion, as is Sean Kelly. Just yellow cards being flashed everywhere. Robert Finnerty is the latest to be introduced. Owen and Sean Kelly both yellow carded.
Yeah, Owen Kelly picking up Rob Finnerty, trying to do a man-marking job on him, and it's very difficult because every time Salthill are on the ball, they're looking to give it to him. So they're just trying to make sure that he's under enough pressure, that he's been forced out the pitch, that he can't get shots off, but he still is having a big impact on the game.
Now, what have Salthill up their sleeves? 2.5 minutes to go here, plus whatever we get added on. They trail by a point after being in front for so long. Maigh Cuilinn, understandably, of everyone pretty much behind the ball now. Salthill now will have to break down this green wall. Bit of pressure come on Dealey there. He's into the floor. He's just about get the benefit of the doubt. Takes the free quickly. Switches it over towards the left-hand side. And they look to come forward. They need to get a score. But there is time on their shoulders. Tomo now, a little bit deeper. Back towards O'Flaherty. Back towards Tomo Cuilinn. He's very deep though. Almost playing a quarterback role here at the moment. Evan Murphy now switches it over towards William Finnerty in front of the stand here. There is men inside, but they're holding on to the football at the moment. Back now comes with Evan Nolan. Got 2 big scores. We thought that was going to be the final say, but it's not yet. They'll need at least one more. Holding on to possession. Still coming forward. Referee has given a free here. Tomo Cuilinn, I think nearly the shirt pulled off from there. We'll have made an introduction, another substitute here. Paddy Kate is being introduced. He will replace number 10, Mikey Cuilinn, for the last couple of moments. 1 minute plus additional time. Referees are gone in there. The officials to decide how much will be added. This is a key moment. What gets flashed up in the board. It's a free all the way out the country here. Tomo Cuilinn has possession, but he won't be able to shoot from here, you would imagine. In fact, goes short to his goalkeeper, who's pushed up, gives it back towards Tomo. Out quickly, out at this side, towards Matthew Thompson. Thompson now gives it back towards Tomo Cuilinn. Punches it down the line towards William Finnerty. Now, he's just outside the 45, Maigh Cuilinn. Back it comes towards Evan Murphy. He's driving forward. Tom Clark might have fouled him. Ends up on the floor, but gets it off quickly towards John Maher. So tight over there, over the head of O'Flaherty, but it's been picked up by McFadden. McFadden now just about gets the pass away. The pops come through, now called Sweeney. Will he get the ball? He won't. It was intercepted over there. A big interception. Because Neil Mulcahy through the crowd. 2 minutes to be added here. We're about to start that, and it will start with Maigh Cuilinn in possession of the football. They've won the turnover here. 2 minutes to go. Maigh Cuilinn lead by a point. They just need to hold on to the football here. Salthill need to try and win this back here. Okay, now.
So they'll need to push now. They've 2 guys sitting as sweepers. In reality, no Maigh Cuilinn forward inside the full forward line.
They force the turnover. Oh, the referee is given a decision against them. Galler, he can be lucky with that one. He ran into traffic.
It does give them an opportunity to push though, Jonathan. You know, they can't now sit. I see is it Daniel O'Flaherty sitting back kind of as a sweeper. That means there has to be a Maigh Cuilinn player free. They can't have Maigh Cuilinn players free at this opportunity because they need to get the ball back.
They're taking it quickly. Conor Corcoran coming forward to the football. Pressure has to come on for the moment. Maigh Cuilinn, they know if they hold on to possession of the football, they will be bringing Frank Fox back for the second time in 3 years. Tom Clark now. We played a minute of the 2. Salthill need to force the turnover. Tom Clark now pops it over towards Corcoran. He's encouraged to go backwards. Still not a lot of pressure comes on. Galler now gets it and goes for a run. Into traffic, loses the football. It's picked up by Salthill. Now here we go. And they come forward. It's a straight hand pass. Oh, it's a monster of a hit comes in. It's high. It was central. comes forward. It was a crunching of a hit.
Crunch and tackle, but they had an advantage. They had an overlap. I think Martin Flaherty panicked a little bit.
He did.
There was no need for it. They were gone with the ball.
Tom Clark, it was. Into Matthew Thompson would have been preferred, as you said. It's a yellow card being shown. They would have been a lot happier. There's another substitute taking place here for Maigh Cuilinn. It is Conor Bowen who's been introduced. He replaces number 25, Micheál O'Reilly. And Rory Lavelle is up here with 10 seconds of action. He's about 64 yards out. He's dead central. He's put the ball on the floor. This is a huge kick. Everyone in around the house. Will they go short, or will Lavelle try and be the hero? We've seen James Healy over the course of this campaign have huge moments to keeper. Here comes Lavelle. He strikes it. It's going to be short. It's going to be held in play. It is. It's been held up over there. It's been picked up. Back they come around side. John Maher's going to have to get possession of the ball. He does. He punches it in field. There's room over here. It comes back now. It comes around. Matthew Thompson strikes. It's going to hang. It's going to go wide though, and wide it goes. Maigh Cuilinn are going to be county champions, you feel. They're on their feet, unless there's something dramatic here from that last kick out. A huge moment. It's gone astray. We've played a half a minute over the additional 2 minutes that should have been added. It's Maigh Cuilinn who lead by a point. This is it. Can they overturn? Will there be time for this kick out even? Power goes long up the country, and there is the full-time whistle. Maigh Cuilinn are county champions again. They've turned this around. A big moment in the second half. With 3 minutes to go, Peter Cook punched the ball into the net. He's broken Salthill Knocknacara's heart. But just look at these scenes there as well. Maigh Cuilinn have done it. Second title in 3 years. And what a game, and what experience in the end to see out a 1-point victory.
Yeah, Salthill Knocknacara absolutely crestfallen. You couldn't blame them. They gave absolutely everything. They made it the game that it was. It mightn't have been the highest scoring game in the world, you know, but it was full of quality, full of really good attitude, really good plays. And you know, Maigh Cuilinn and Don Connellan under pressure at half time, they knew that they haven't performed. They knew that they'd have to pull a performance of their lives out in the second half, and that they did. It was full of grit, hard work, determination, epitomised by Peter Cook, and he deserved that goal because he was bringing as much fight to the cause as he could. He chased it, and in the end it was the score, and was the defining score of the game. See Paul Clancy out there, you know, chairman of Maigh Cuilinn, giving back after a brilliant career, giving back to everything. Super club, you know, super management team, super players, and worthy county champions in an occasion where at times maybe they didn't show the form that we expected of them, but overall very worthy county champions, and a brilliant game. And I see John O'Mahony having a word with Martin Flaherty. I think that one at the end where they had the advantage will irk them. There was one or two before that as well, but overall deserving champions in Maigh Cuilinn, and you have to congratulate them. They've been exceptional for the last 3 or 4 years, and you know they truly deserve to get this second Frank Fox in their back pocket.
In the end, 1 point was enough. 1-10 to 1-9. That Peter Cook goal, 3 minutes to go, such an important score. It was hard fought, but they have done it. We're going to leave you here now, and do stay with us though, because we will have the presentation and we'll have some interviews with man of the match. Barry's going to go over there and join some of the local media as well to make that decision. But do stay with us. Fantastic scenes here in Pearse Stadium. But Maigh Cuilinn are county champions on a scoreline of 1-10 to 1-9.
Could we have the Maigh Cuilinn captain to the presentation area, please?
Could we have the Maigh Cuilinn captain to the presentation area, please? Can I have your attention? The presentation of the trophy will now take place at the presentation area. So if we can have your attention for the presentation, please. So the presentation, the captain is now here. So the presentation is about to take place. The presentation will be made by the Cathaoirleach of Cuilinn Pel, the Galway, Maigh Garrett. Could we get the Maigh Cuilinn team over for the presentation now, please? Maigh Cuilinn team. Could we have the Maigh Cuilinn team to the presentation area now, please, immediately? Maigh Cuilinn an Sean Ish, le dal, Maigh Cuilinn.
going just for Maigh Cuilinn anew. Ladies and gentlemen, Bawalham Wiggles a cor leis an gáfern an Clé Íntoch an sár Clé Íntoch bhí agin anew the Park on Piershig and Shahi Galway anew. On behalf of Galway Football, I'd like to thank both clubs, their players, their club officials, their coaches, their mentors, and you, the huge support that has turned out in Pearse Stadium here today. Before we get to present the Frank Fox Cup, I want to call on our dedicated and hard-working football committee secretary, Paul Kelly, to present the Man of the Match award to Owen Gallagher. Before we congratulate Maigh Cuilinn on a huge victory here today, I want to commiserate with Salthill Knocknacarra, but commend them for the wonderful football they played right throughout the season, and particularly here today in a compelling final that they contributed to. It wasn't their day in the end, and to be beaten by 1 point in the end is heartbreaking for them, but they competed really well throughout the season, and I've no doubt if this group of players stick together, Salthill Knocknacarra will be back here very soon to collect silverware in Pearse Stadium. Gormahangi, Salthill Knocknacarra. To our match official, Mark Flaherty and his officials, I thought they did a wonderful job today on keeping the game flowing, and they combined together to produce a great refereeing performance which contributed to the game today here in Pearse Stadium. Gormahangi to the referees and the linesmen and officials. To our main sponsors, Bon Secours Hospital, I want to pay particular tribute today for their support throughout the year. Without two sponsors, these events would not be possible. So, Gormahangi, Bon Secours Hospitals. To our Football Board Committee and our County Board officials, for the immense amount of work that's gone into the club championship all year long. And to Pearse Stadium Committee and the groundsmen for turning out the grounds in such wonderful condition for both hurling and football right throughout the year. I want to thank them sincerely on behalf of Galway Football. So today belongs to Maigh Cuilinn. So I just want to call on Desi Keneally to join me here, and I want to commend the Maigh Cuilinn Club and the supporters who have turned out here today, and their supporters throughout the world. Wonderful day for your community. So without further ado, I present the Frank Fox Cup to Desi Keneally.
Salthill, it's such a cruel way to lose a game. But looking back, you had an Got a young side and fantastic management behind you. I know this is only the start. So a big cheer for Salthill. Hip hip. Hip hip. Hip hip. On a day like today as well, I'd like to remember a lot of people who've passed away over the last year. There's a lot of people that I think we should all remember today. There's one man in particular that I'd like to think of, and that's David Cox.
Joined here by man of the match, Owen Gallagher. Owen, county titles champions again. How does it feel?
It's unbelievable. Obviously we won 2 years ago. We didn't win with all this. We didn't have restrictions and only 100 fans. So we didn't get to fully share it with the family and friends and the community. So to come back and we're absolutely devastated last year. We lost out on a very brilliant team. And they definitely deserve to win Frank Fox after what they've been through. But this year we so wanted to be back here to win this and to win it in Pearse Stadium with the whole community, all our families, all our friends, family down from home. It just means everything. And after such a tough championship, some huge games and that battle there, it's just incredible. It hasn't sunk in yet, but it will.
The scenes here at full time were something special because it was a grind of a win. Obviously Peter's goal with 3 minutes to go, but Salthill, they gave you one hell of a battle out there.
Yeah, like we knew, like the odds had us as big favourites, but you knew there's no point paying attention to that. They're a great side. They deserve to be here. They've got some dangerous forwards. Like we know them from in the Galway, like Rob Finnerty, Tom McClam, but not just those names. Their whole panel, they're back. They've an experienced management team. We knew that they were coming here to win for Frank Fox. They weren't coming here to show up and put up a good fight. And you know, they might have got a bit lucky for the goal, but they kept in the fight. We couldn't break them down in the first half. They took their chances, and that second half was just a slog against the wind. We really hadn't really performed, so we just went back to our basics. Our game plan, just hard work, through the hands, run, work, fight and die for each other. And like we just left everything on the pitch that second half. We got a bit of luck with Cookie's goal. I might say it was a through ball.
I was about to ask you that. Did you? Yeah, of course you meant to pass.
I'd say tonight in the pub I'd say it was a through ball, but no, Cookie's come back in last year. He missed out 2 years ago, and he has been such a driving force.
It's in your own interest that you can come in off the pitch.
He's just a real leader, and
You could have
a lost cause.
here in 2 weeks'
And
time.
that's what we try and do for each other, is fight those lost causes. Cookie got in there, got a hand to it, went in the net, and we held out there at the end. I give the ball away right there, and say if they kick that free, it might be a complete different story, but the boys dived on that last shot there. Jesse was back, threw himself at it, and thank God went wide, and we're here now.
And lastly, before we let you go, to enjoy those type celebrations, but to be able to enjoy this properly and also have the County Club Championship come. Not that everything at County Final is reduced, but you didn't have that 2 years ago. Now you do.
Yeah, like we would have loved to have gone on 2 years ago, and it's brilliant opportunity now. Like obviously winning Galway was our first priority all year. We haven't spoken about Connacht or whatever. We can enjoy a few days, but look, it's an open competition. It's going to be new winners in Maigh, it's a new winner in Roscommon, it's new winners in Leitrim. There's Tullochshan, a good side. So I say every side going into it thinks they have a great chance, and we have a good chance then, and enjoy a few days, well deserved. But we'll be back at it probably Wednesday night, and you know, I don't know, people say everything after is a bonus, like Frank Fox with the goal, but we may as well enjoy it and go on and see what happens, and hopefully there's bigger days ahead.
Once again,
we'll enjoy tonight.
Congrats again, and enjoy those celebrations.
To the lads that are coming off, I said thank you. Well done, Clef.
joined out by my Cuilinn manager. You're holding Frank Fox in your hands. Huge emotion out there. You must be so pleased right now.
Yeah, it's I suppose it's emotional. When you win a game like that, it's hard to keep your emotion under wrap. Really, you know what I mean? It's a game we struggled to ever get a foothold really at times into it. In fairness to Salthill, they put massive pressure on us. You know, they controlled big parts of the game. With the breeze going in at half time, 2 down, we knew we had an awful battle in our hands and a huge battle in our hands. But we changed things up a little bit, nothing major. I think we went back to playing to our strengths. Luckily, right at the end, I suppose their goal might have been a bit fortuitous, and I suppose ours was a big high ball into the square, and there was a bit of luck with that as well. And I suppose we got the bit of luck, and you need a bit of luck to win a match.
Absolutely. I suppose unlike last time, now you can see the scenes, the full crowd in here, the emotion. No doubt there'll be big scenes when you bring back the trophy back home. You can see what it means to the whole community.
Yeah, it's Maigh Cuilinn is a great community. It's a great sporting community out there. They love their football and their hurling, their basketball. There's a good ladies football team. You know, a lot of lads play soccer. Some of them play rugby. It's a great sporting community. There'll be great scenes out there, and we had a very, very low-key build-up to this. You know, you always, you know, your tendency sometimes might be to get carried away a bit, but we didn't. We kept it nice and low, and we hopefully will enjoy this evening.
Not too much though, because unlike last time as well, there is a Connacht Club Championship to come for you. Of course, you'll celebrate this first, but this team, you know, feels like there's a lot more in them.
Yeah, last week was a bruising encounter. You know, I won't call it bruising, but a very physical encounter against Montpellier. You know, and we had a lot of knocks and stiffness and soreness, and that's going in this week. And the turnaround is really quick. Preparation, you know, is short. It's very limited what you can do, but. This is the ultimate, you know, winning your local county championship is the ultimate. Anything after that is, you know, you take it and it's great. But winning your ultimate is winning your county championship.
Well, John, enjoy the celebrations and congrats again. 2 and 3 years of some going.
It's great. It's great for the community, and you know, I didn't, as I said to you, Jonathan, at the start when I met you, it's great work done by all the people in the club down through the years. You know, the lads with underage, under 8s, 10s, 12s, right up along. There's massive work being done. There's huge structural changes within the club, and it's all down to a long list of people that it's too long to even start on.
Well, they can all enjoy tonight.
Well, I hope they do. Okay, and I hope everyone stays safe. All right.
Thanks very much. Enjoy the celebration. Thank you so much. winning captain, Desi Keneally. Your second time in 3 years to lift that elusive Frank Fox Cup in the air. You must be all so delighted after that.
It's an unbelievable feeling. Like, you know, winning the first time, I suppose, 2 years ago was unreal, but I think there's only about 300 or 400 people in the crowd. To have a huge crowd here and a huge amount of people on the pitch after, it's unbelievable. And I don't think it's really sunk in yet, but it probably will now over the next few days.
It probably makes it even sweeter as well, the manner, a late goal when, you know, we're certainly asked a lot of questions of, but to win it at the death like that, I suppose even more pleasing.
Yeah, I suppose this time of the year the ground is soft, it's tough to play and it's always going to get onto the wire and you need that bit of luck, and I suppose we were kept plugging away, kicking off points, but the goal was massive, and so it was just one of those high balls in, it can cause anything, and thank God Peter was there to tap it in, and you know, that was a massive change point in the game.
You know, after Peter missing the last final as well, it's almost like it's come full circle for him.
Oh yeah, I'm delighted for him, you know, like he's just a young lad, and he went travelling for a year 2 years ago to miss out on the club's first ever county championship. Must have been tough on him over in America, and he gave a huge effort last year with Galway and Cuilinn, and you know, we came up short to Montpellier, and he came back massive effort again this year, and I suppose I'm delighted for him to score the goal and for us to win a championship, for him to have one, because he's a massive leader for us, and I'm delighted.
At half time, you know, there was certainly question marks asked of you, but you got a couple of scores just to have time, just to level it off straight away and get things back on track again.
Yeah, look, we're disappointed at half time, but we've been in these positions. I think we're the same against Cuilinn at half time in the group stages. We've been down that path a few times. Montpellier even 2 years ago, I think, was level. So it was just experience, clip off points, keep going, and things might happen for you. And I think that experience played a huge part in the end. You know, we just kept going and got that bit of luck at the end, and then was able to see it out.
And of course, unlike last time as well, you can enjoy this properly. You see the fans and everyone out there, whole community getting together. But after the celebrations die down, a small matter of a kind of club championship, and to go on to represent Galway.
Yeah, no, look, it's unreal. It'll be the first time the club will get a chance to do that. So we'll obviously enjoy the next few days, and maybe later in the week, towards the weekend, we might settle back down and get back on the pitch. And look, we'll give it a rattle. We'll give it a crack and see what happens. But you know, at the moment, we're delighted to have a common championship again, and we'll see what the future holds then.
Enjoy that drive home with Frank Fox.
I will do. Thanks, Jonathan.
Thanks very much. Thank you very much. Enjoy.
Thanks.